What just happened?
Hello everyone and welcome to ALR Bronze, and here we are in US of A. And of course, before we get started though, after someone couldn't invite anyone to the party last week because I don't know how to do that, lol, we're going to do a quick interview with Velocity, shall we? Of course, we had a fantastic drive in Silverstone last week, finished on the podium. It was a fantastic drive from 14th on the grid, I believe. A brilliant drive as well. Velocity, do you want to quickly chat about that incredible drive last week? I would say that was your strongest of ALR so far.
Yeah, I just sort of minded my own business, kept myself out of the way, made a couple moves at the start. It's always about keeping some people who are quick, obviously, at the start behind you as well. But obviously, got myself around the incidents, had the strategy to perfection. Obviously, Irish Potato was a lot quicker than me, so the strategy was basically just to let him through. Battle with Forza and hopefully reel them both in once they're wearing down the tyres, and I'm just chilling behind. And I tried the win at the end, hoping they'd get penalties, but didn't quite go my way. So it was a really fun race actually, but sweaty one at that.
A very sweaty one towards the end as well. I think you missed out by 0.4 of a second, wasn't it? You just said in the end there. So
yeah,
very unlucky indeed. And let's and thank you for that, Velocity, and thank you for joining us so early on as well. And let's quickly go to New Potato, shall we? Who also finished on the podium as well. And an excellent drive as well, New Potato. Apologies we didn't interview you last week, as I just explained. I didn't know how to invite people. So how are you on this fine, lovely day? And we'll talk about your race from last week. It was brilliant.
Enjoyable. I couldn't have spoke after it anyway. It was too full of hype. It was a great race and enjoyed it.
You're buzzing after that incredible race then. Oh, brilliant stuff indeed then. Do you reckon you're going to get a another good result here tonight?
Oh, I don't. USA would be one of my favourites, so I'm just going to try and gather as many points as possible.
Well, good luck tonight, and I hopeful that you guys do what you did last week. Brilliant stuff indeed, guys. Thank you for joining us, and good luck in quali as we are now going to get into the qualifying session as well. Thank you, guys. See, I might talk to you a bit later on. Right, bye. Anyway, and now we're getting on to the proper stuff in just a few moments indeed then. So let's quickly go through the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? Goodness me, I'm on, I gotta say that we're on pretty good form at the moment, aren't we? Well, before we do that, actually, let's quickly have a look at the track preview, shall we? 20 turns around this Circuit of the Americas, isn't it? It was on the calendar first in 2012, and you can see it's three completely different sectors, isn't it? We got Sector 1, which is more fast and flowing, and Sector 2 is all about power, before Sector 3 is more technical and twisty, isn't it? Yeah, it's three completely different sectors, so it's going to be very difficult to set up the cars. That is going to be very much interesting, to say the least. We've got three tire compounds as normal then, so the C4, C3, C2, and intermediates and wets, just in case we have a sprinkling of that wet stuff that comes from the sky. Anyway, we are now, as the countdown is ticking on, and we are here and getting ready to get going as well. As I quickly get up the stream, as I've lost it already. Not in a good start, is it? Goodness me. Yep, starting me to go on. And also, but whilst I'm trying to look for the stream, let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors, shall we? In the drivers' championship, then it's actually New Potato, the man who we just spoke to, who is top of the table run, but he's only got a 5-point gap between himself and Energetics, who is second. Then we have Gurman in third position, and those three are the three that could potentially be going into silver next season. They've had a fantastic start, haven't they? Forza getting his first ever win in ALR in fourth position, and brilliant drive from Forza last week. He's not here this week. Velocity an amazing second position as well, from 14th on the grid, as we mentioned. He's now moved up 4 positions and is in 5th position. Sean Hammer's an amazing steal, dropped down a couple of positions there. Curly Red moving up a very strong British Grand Prix. He's up to 8th position, while Blast moving down 1 position, and Mike completes the top 10. Gunner's the other big mover. He is up 2 positions. He's up to 12th, and also Bradfield is up into 18th position as well, as I quickly get the Oda telemetry on then. In the Constructors Championships, we have Alfa Romeo who've gone to the top of the table now, with Haas dropping down one position there, now down in second position. This is their home Grand Prix here tonight as well, so let's see if they can do well. Third position is the McLaren team. They that win last week moved them up to third, then Red Bull dropping down to fourth position as well, but it's so nip and tuck, isn't it? Remember, this is a short championship, so it's going to be very quick, isn't it? You have to strike whilst the iron's hot, don't you? Toro Rosso in fifth position. Sixth position is Williams. Seventh position is Mercedes. Ferrari in eighth. Renault in ninth position. And Racing Point is in the top 10 then as well then. So, yeah, we've gone through the constructors and drivers very quickly on Indeed then. I'm absolutely loving life tonight. Goodness me. Very pleased with that then. I can tick off those two things right from the get-go. Brilliant stuff indeed then. So, yeah, we're now going into qualifying as well. The bronze has been fantastic so far, hasn't it? Of course, we've had 5 different winners in 5 different races. It's been brilliant, hasn't it? Really well done. So we're on board then as RDWee has retired from the session. We're on board then with Weebegs, who is and he's got his teammate right behind him with Bradfield then also coming out on track as well. And so of course Weebegs is making his debut here tonight in the McLaren, and we'll see what he can do as well. Of course, the track is quite busy quite early on in this session. Interesting stuff indeed then, as just taking a look at the comments as well. We've also got Nunda out as well. Of course, Nunda was racing last night, wasn't he? I think he did a very good job, to be fair. Nunda did. It's a shame he didn't get any points there, but of course, I think Silver is a very competitive league, as is this league as well. Then, but it'll be interesting to see what he can do then in this race as well. So then we are now we'll just get the cars are just out on track at the moment. They're on an outlap at the moment, so they are becoming heat engineers at the moment. They gotta just make sure that those tires are in the right operating window, and they've also got to make sure that the engine is also at the right operating window as well. And of course, they've also got to keep the brakes as cool as possible, don't they? But not too cool, because that's a band, isn't it? No, then it used to be a tag team, didn't it, in wrestling? There we go. But anyway, yes, we're on board with Mike Dennis. He's starting his lap at the moment. We've also got Dead Rabbit out there as well. He is the furthest man forward at the moment, and he is now just descending down out of turn 1. Then Noonda's just said, Kelly, talk about Smack about Bradfield there, so I can get my teeth in. Goodness me, there I was trying to say anything tonight. Goodness me, it's because I'm obviously low on fuel, and I've got no energy drink, and I've got no Coke either. So I am going to be struggling very much towards the end here at 9:30 tonight. Goodness me. We've also got Energetic saying, if Potato have a good finish this week, he's winning. I'm not going to make next week due to late shift there. Oh, goodness me then. So that has really thrown the cat amongst the pigeons there, hasn't it? Goodness gracious me. We've also got Breddy Sorted, which I got to say is a fantastic name. I love it. Finally back racing. Hopefully no internet issues this week. And we've also got Energetics as well. Of course you do. And we've also got Granty, who was absent without leave last night, wasn't he? But he is back in the comments as well. Hello, my husband. How are you? Let's see how this one turns out. Supporting the Williams team. And in the Williams team tonight is actually Nunda. Unfortunately, we was Blaz has had to pull out late on, so that's a bit of a shame now for Blaz. We're just watching Dead Rabbit then, as he is coming into the final part of the course right now then as well, as he flicks it into turn 19, and turn 19 can be very perilous, to say the least. That corner doesn't exist if you're in an Indy car, as they just seem to drive all the way out there, didn't they? And now as Dead Rabbit goes second fastest then, because that's quickly eclipsed there by Mike, who has done a fantastic job since getting the full-time driver in Mercedes. He's done brilliantly, hasn't he? Velocity is up into second position mode now in the Toro Rosso car 19. Lovely stuff indeed then. Mazlats, who hasn't raced for a couple of races, he is back in action as well tonight. He is up into third position at the moment then. Curly Red is set the pace so far. He's done a 33.3 at the moment. Good stuff indeed then, as they're all climbing up the hill at the moment then. We've got McLaren coming through. We've got Bradfield then is up into fifth position. Then we've got Weebegs making his debut. Good start for Weebegs. Only a tenth of a second away from Bradfield. Lovely stuff indeed there from the McLaren. And we've got Ferrari coming in the final turn as well. Who is it? It is Lucius, who is coming into the pits there, as he is come a cropper by the looks. So unfortunately, he is in the pits then, and he's going to have to go around again then. So we've got Smithy D, who's been promoted to the Renault team tonight. So fantastic stuff. Unfortunately, Toro Monrosso, which by the way is a fantastic name, is not going to be driving for the rest of the season, unfortunately. But Smithy D is in his place then, and Smithy D goes on top then. Lovely stuff indeed there from Smithy D. We've got Nude Potato at the moment, who is you could say is feeling a bit peeled tonight, isn't he? He is coming down the back straight, and he's unfortunately invalidated his time. So he's going to have to go around again then. You can tell that when someone's invalidated your time, as they will have a red map then on the right hand side of the screen as well. Of course, it's a funny old trap map, isn't it? The Circuit of the Americas. Of course, as I said, it's been on the calendar since 2012, hasn't it? Of course, one of the best races of that 2012 season as well, when Hamilton hunted down Sebastian Vettel, didn't he? It was a brilliant race. I love that race, of course. I love that race. I'm a big old Hamilton fan as well. Collins goes into 8 fast mode. Lovely stuff there from the Renault driver indeed there. Grant has said, is the Williams team struggling for a teammate, or is it just me? I think the Williams have had a curse here this season, haven't they? They seem to struggle for drivers, don't they? Irish Potato is still cruising back to the pits at the moment. He's not doing a lot at the moment, is he? So I think that he's on the hard tyres then. Of course, if you're new to Formula 1, let's quickly go through the rules of the tyre strategy, shall we? Of course, every round then you have 3 sets of tyres, and you have a hard, medium and soft tyre. Hard tyre, of course, is the most durable tyre, but of course there is also the slowest one as well, and it's probably difficult to get the heat into those tyres, especially around tracks that have got more cooler conditions there. We are in Texas here tonight, so I don't expect too many problems with the weather. I'm expecting to be a scorcher here tonight, which is not very good for being ginger, is it? So I really need to be in the shade, really, don't I? Luckily I am. We've also got Energetics who's out as well, but Energetics has just thrown a bombshell my way, hasn't he? As he has just said that he would not be in the race next week, as he is working a late shift then. So Energetics then needs to strike whilst the iron's hot here tonight. Lovely lovely helmet there as well. Of course, I do love talking about a good helmet. That seems to be my main focus, doesn't it, really? It's looking at drivers' helmets there, and that can be taken all kinds of ways as well. Goodness me. I'm already on the badger wagon. We've got Emerson saying best of luck to Ayrton. Can't watch as I'm as he's what? Oh, at work. But hope for the best for him. Of course, Emerson. Of course, it was his birthday yesterday. He turns a very old, 21 years old. Goodness me. And he had a very cool number plate, didn't he? If anyone's seen in the driver chat, it's a very nice number plate indeed. Then, and you can say that Emerson does have a license to thrill as well. Then, anyway, so as we're just watching Energetics come through the perilous turn 18. Now that was modelled after what road corner was. As I've just had some laughing emojis come my way. I've just I love an emoji, it's good stuff. Oh, Energetics is getting a bit waggy then as he comes over the grid Hatchins as well. He is in first. Well, he's fastest so far, and goodness me, it's the first one right into the 32s already. He is right on it then. Here comes Sean Hammerson coming out of turn 1 as well. Lovely stuff indeed then, as a Sim Racer, or no, I should say Racer really, shouldn't I? Oh, he is very much well, he's in no man's land out there. Goodness me, he's in a different postcode. I think he was going to Colorado, wasn't he? But now he's in turn 17 as well. This track has been modelled, hasn't it, on the other tracks, hasn't it? Of course, the Sector 1 has been modelled on the Maggots and Beckett section, and then we've got turn 17. It's kind of modelled on the Bahrain corner. Well, I think it has anyway. And we have also got turn 18 as well, which is modelled on the older Turkish circuit as well. As my work colleague Andy Cunningham was just said, talking about driver helmets there. Yeah, it's a standard Tuesday night for me, really. I do love a good helmet. He's coming into turn 1 as well. Racer Simmons. Good stuff indeed there for Simmons. Ayrton then, of course, he is very green behind the ears, isn't he, Ayrton is? But I think he's only had 1 DNF in his career so far, so he's been absolutely fantastic, hasn't he? Really well done to Ayrton, and hats off to him. We also have Gurman starting his up as well in the Red Bull. Then Lucius is having another crack then. We've also got Sean Hammers out there as well, and we've got Gunnar, my favourite Irishman as well, also driving out as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. Hammers coming into the final turn as well. In turn 20, there's 20 turns on this circuit, and let's let's see what we're going to go for. Hammers, he goes into 6th fast mode. Lovely stuff indeed then. What about Gunnar then? Of course, he is the best Irishman to ever drive a Ferrari apart from Eddie Irvine. He comes through the final turn as well. Let's see what he can do then. This is the last turn now then. Car 83, Gunnar has said. I know, lovely. Very well controlled there from Gunnar. Gunnar's been very good in the Bronze League, hasn't he? Really good stuff indeed. Ayrton there is also, oh, look at the shine coming off those curbs there. Goodness me, you're going to need sunglasses, aren't you? As out of the final turn, then Ayrton goes into 12th fastest. He had a fantastic race in Silverstone. Unfortunately, it was one of his most competitive drives, but unfortunately, just didn't come his way in did it? German is in 18th position at the moment now. We got Mike saying track limits, and I'm not going to repeat the word or the abbreviation he said there. Turn 18 and 19, and of course, turn 19 then can be very brutal on the old track limits, can it? Here comes German coming through turn 18 as well, and you see it's not even a hint of a lift there, is it? Fantastic stuff indeed there. And turn 18 there is it's not as monstrous as the turn 8 Turkey, is it? And that's just reminded me of how that's just reminded me as German goes second fastest. Yeah, it's reminded me of how much we missed the Istanbul circuit as well. As Andy has said, Gunnar, Arsenal fan. I hope he has a blowout. So of course, Andy is a Tottenham fan, really. Which yeah, I'm not sure if it's any better, really, to be honest. But there you go as well. So anyway, we'll leave the football to one side, shall we? After the controversy that I said last time about Marcus Rashford should be playing for Man City, we're on board with Velocity, who has gone over the curbs as well. We've also got Paynes also giving us a good old wave as well, saying hello. And hello to everyone out there as well. Hope you all enjoyed this here tonight. Goodness me. We got quite a few viewers already. Wow, I'm going to have to really start to work on my vocabulary, aren't I? Lucius there is in the final part of the lap at the moment, and he is just crawling back into the pits. Mazlets is out as well. He is running out of fuel then. You see down the bottom right hand side is the telemetry. It gives you the electrical output. Of course, the ERS, the electric recovery system. Of course, it's not kinetic anymore, is it? And we've got deployment and harvesting as well. But Mazlets is going to be doing a lot of harvesting because he is coming into the pits then. Velocity has also not had much time as well. And here comes Gunnar. He's having a bit of a problem there, isn't he? So here comes Nunda now in the Williamson, and he is 2700 of a second down in the first sector. That first sector can make or break you, can it really? You need to have a very sturdy car setup, don't they? And now they're coming down the hill into turn 10 as well. Of course, Vettel had a suspension failure, didn't he, in 2019 there? And now he's away as well. Of course, the big talking point here today in terms of motorsport is about Daniel up there and being a naughty boy, isn't he, really? Because he got someone to replace him in the Esports Formula E series, didn't he? Which probably wasn't the wisest thing to do, was it? I got quite surprised of how they've taken a stern view on that, to be fair. I thought it was a bit of fun, really, but perhaps it isn't. Here comes Nunda then. Of course, Nunda raced here last night, didn't he? For the Red Bull team. Now he's racing for the Williams team as well. And oh, look at that there. Getting a bit tail happy there, isn't he? Goodness me. He's wagging like a dog then, isn't he? Before coming through turn 18. Love the shot then as we're watching the Williams there just pop over the crest of the hill before coming into 19. Now let's see how it does. Oh, definitely very much on the money there. Beautiful stuff, Ben. Very much right on the limit then. Into turn 20 as well. Then that's very stable indeed for Nunda. Let's see what he does. He improves his time. He's right on the money there, isn't he? Goodness me, then very much on the edge of his limit there. Fantastic stuff, isn't it, to watch these guys drive these cars at the limit there. Brilliant stuff indeed. Michael's just said, how wide are people running at the right-hander out of turn 18, carrying so much speed while off the track there? As of course, I think that you really shouldn't be going out of the track limits around here, should you? It's one of the tracks that does actually beat you up quite heavily if you do run wide in the corners, doesn't it? But unfortunately, unless you're in Indy cars, they don't have track limits, do they? I'm sounding a bit salty, not really, about that, but there we go. Now we're just watching Collins. He's down in 16th position at the moment. So this is qualifying one, and then we've got another for 2 qualifying sessions to go, actually. Of course, qualifying one, we are aiming to lose the 4 slowest drivers. So at the moment, that's RD Wee, who is out of qualifying, as he retired quite early on. We got Dead Rabbit, who's out on the lap at the moment. Then we've also got Nunda and Collins out there as well. Nude Potato, oh goodness me, he's bearing it all down there at the moment, isn't he? I think he needs to get on it, doesn't he, really? He's only 0.2 of a second away from the drop zone. So we've also got Darren there. Evening all. I'm sorry I'm late there. Don't worry about it, Darren. We are just 8-2-1 at the moment, and this is where it gets the where it becomes a bit of the crunch time, doesn't it? And Collins are getting a bit waggy there, isn't he? Lovely stuff indeed there. As Collins coming through the final turn as well. There we got a Ferrari there just dropping down the hill as well. I think that was it was the other Ferrari of Lucius there into the final turn as well. Collins is. Let's see what we can do in the Red Bull. No, he ain't the Red Bull. It's Renault, isn't it? I got the R right, I suppose. And he goes into 14 fastest then. So that's good stuff indeed there. But New Potato is in the pits. Goodness gracious me. I think he's going to be on the side then. Oh, no. That's not good at all, is it? For the man who is leading the championship. And, wow, that's not good at all, is it? Dead Rabbit then has had a very good first sector, actually. He's well down 18th position at the moment then. So not a very good start then to Rabbit's qualifying session. But he has got 2 minutes to rectify that. Potato is in the pits at the moment, and we're keeping an eye on what New Potato does because, yeah, that's not good at all, is it? Of course, he is the championship leader, and this is absolutely perfect then for Energetics. Remember, we haven't had the same winner in any of Bronze League so far, and this is getting very messy here from Dead Rabbit there. I think he's took his toe off the gas here, hasn't he? And I think he is just getting himself sorted before he goes again then. He has got 2 minutes to go in the session as well. Nunda is in the pits as well. Nude Potato is down in 16th position at the moment, and the time is starting to tick down, isn't it? David Smith then has just said Speedy Curly. And of course, Speedy Curly is doing a very good job actually. He's in a 4th position moment, Curly Red is. It's to be honest, every time I see Curly Red, I just think of a Simply Red singer, so that's just me though. But anyway, here comes Dead Rabbit coming in turn one as well. He's very perilously, well, he's in the drop zone at the moment, so he's more than perilously close. He's in the drop zone, isn't he? So Mike is retired from the session. He's up in 5th position. I've got to say, Mike has been incredible, hasn't he, in the last couple of races. Really impressive stuff indeed. He would have had a very big points haul as well in Silverstone last week, but unfortunately that wasn't the case there. He spun it, didn't he, on the final turn there. And oh, told to spin it. That's the other Mercedes going off the track there. He is pointing the wrong way. And oh dear, that's not good at all, is it, for Dead Rabbit? He's only got a minute and 16 seconds to go in this session. This is not good at all. I think the Dead Rabbit might be done. He might be done in this session. That's not good at all. Nude Potato is out there as well. He has got less than a minute to get himself around, as does Noonday as well. What about Sim? Here comes Sim then coming out of the final sector as well then. Let's see what he's doing. Well, he's 2 seconds down the mode, Sim is, so he's going to have to dust himself off and go around again then. Collins is at 30 hundredths of a second off the pace at the moment as well. He's going to need a big final lap as well. What's Dead Rabbit doing? So he is he's 2 tenths of a second down, which I think is wrong actually. But there we go then. So Sim is now starting his lap as well. Collins has started his lap, so let's stay with Collins. And Velocity is out. He's out in the final corner. Goodness gracious me, that's not good at all, is it? And yeah, I think he's had some major issues there. The Williams driver has. Oh goodness me, that is not good at all, is it? Smithy D is retired from the session as well, but he is still in his car. Here comes Noonday. Let's see what's happened to Velocity then. This is the final corner now. We can see the Toro Rosso, and that's in the middle of the straight. That's similar to what V Todd did last night. Almost. Well, V Todd was there actually, wasn't he? So Velocity is out of qualifying. Goodness me, that is horrific stuff here in qualifying, and that's not what Velocity is. So Velocity is out of qualifying. It's not like the good old days, of course, where you had where you had a lot of cars, where you had a lot of T cars and stuff like that, and stuff like that, did you? So that is absolutely shocking, isn't it, for Velocity? Collins is also out of qualify. There's a problem going on in the final corner, isn't there? As that's another car who is also retired as well. Here comes Runboard and Maslet's here, and he is just getting out of the way there of one of the racing points. I think that was Ayrton, was it? It's Ayrton. He's flying up the order at the moment, as that was the Renault there coming into pits. Ayrton, oh my goodness me, he's flying out there. He's up in the 3rd position. Fantastic stuff there from Ayrton there. A big old jumping performance here tonight. Fantastic. Sim Racer is finished. So has a lovely shot here from the rear wing there. Look at that beautiful bodywork on that Alfa Romeo. Wow, it's very curvy, isn't it? I love a good curve. There's a New Potato coming down the back straight as well. What about Noonda? He is 5 tenths of a second down. That is a big old deficit. He won't be able to gain it back then, as Darren has just said that Ayrton is doing a Daniel Apt. So He reckons Emo's driving. Well, I mean, I got to say then that I got to say we need to get a camera up there, don't we? As that Nunda is coming through the final couple of turns as well. Let's see what he can do then. Very close then to the apex of the to the curb there, almost going over the white line. Said this is the last corner then. Let's see what he can do for Nunda. He is 17th. He is out of qualifying. Dead Rabbit is also out of qualifying as well. What about Nude Potato? And much better for Nude Potato. He goes right to the top of the timesheet. Goodness me, that's a very good peel, isn't it? It's very good stuff indeed. Then, and I'll stop with the potato jokes now. Lucius also in third position. Well, there's some outstanding times in this qualifying session, isn't there? Fantastic stuff. Let's draw your attention to Lucius in third position. He's in the Ferrari coming in the pits now, and Ayrton, who is at a fantastic fourth position. That's the highest he's ever been. So hats off to Ayrton. If I was wearing a hat, I would go tip my hat, but I don't wear a hat because it would ruin my gorgeous ginger locks. Then out of qualifying, we've got a lot of drivers out of qualifying. So Arctic Wee is out of qualifying. Dead Rabbit is out of qualifying as well. We've also got Nunda and Sim out of qualifying, but we've also lost Velocity and Collins because they have damaged their car. And of course, there is no T cars in Formula 1 anymore, is there? Otherwise, they would have just ran back and gone to the spare, but because of cost cutting and all that kind of jazz, they are out of qualifying then. So that's a bit of a shock, isn't it, to say the least? Goodness me. And here's the results then. So that's the end of qualifying 1. Then qualifying 2 is coming up in just a few moments time then. And this is just confirming who is out of qualifying then. RDWE, Dead Rabbit, Nunda, Racer, Collins, and also Velocity all out of qualifying. Unfortunately, we've only got 13 drivers for qualifying 2 then. So that might take a bit of the sting out of the tail. Unfortunately, coming to the end of it as well. Oh my goodness me, I got a heart. Wow, I've never had a heart before. Oh gosh, I'm all blushing now. So brilliant stuff indeed. That I've got a lot of contraptions around me at the moment. I struggle to find out where I am really. But yeah, unfortunately, then that is it then. So those 5 drivers, or shall I say 6 drivers? I can't even count. 6 drivers are out qualifying already in this session. Then now we're going through into qualifying 2 in just a few moments' time. Then Ayrton is just saying. Ayrton's just saying he just did a blinding lap. Don't know how. It's a fantastic lap, Ayrton. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Ayrton is through and into qualifying 2. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Emerson saying P4 amazing bro, my teaching has paid off then. Nunda saying Kelly better not say anything. Oh, Kelly hasn't even made an appearance yet, has she? As Andy is Andrew has also said, or Andy has said the Goon has scraped through. Hopefully he's out next time. Obviously I cannot repeat any profanity because we're a PG show, everyone, isn't it? Motorsport is for everyone. And to be honest, I've probably been banned from profanity anyway after my potty mouth when I play Call of Duty. Right, we're in qualifying 2 now then. We're half a minute into qualifying 2. 13 cars are in this session. We are expecting, well no, we have to lose 3 drivers, so we have to lose 11th, 12th and 13th then. So who is going to be the bottom 3 drivers in this qualifying session? Well, we're about to find out with 14 minutes to go then. In this qualifying 2 session, this is where the strategy gets very interesting to say the least, as of course you have to choose the tyre which you want to set your fastest time on and start on the race as well then. So that's what makes it a bit more of an added factor in this qualifying session. So this is where the strategy comes into play, and this is why I ain't allowed to race, because I haven't got a brain, so I can't work things out very well. As people have also seen with my appalling mask back in the Spanish Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago as well. So I missed out on Glock being champion, which was very embarrassing to say the least, wasn't it? And let's just say that I was put on the naughty step for at least a week after that. Here comes Energetics, who is coming out of the pits now. Car 96 in the Haas then, and he is getting very waggy there. He's on that lap of the road. So is Mazlets as well. He is the second car on track at the moment because it's Gurman who is currently leading the queue of cars then as well. Energetics, hey Sean, going out straight away then. Good stuff indeed, Energetics, and I hope you do well. Yeah, so he's in the Haas and he is out very much straight away, or he should be, but I think he's in the pits at the moment, Energetics. No, he isn't. He's on the lap as well. I just can't see him. I think he's the third man in the queue. Good stuff indeed. Nunda, who's my teammate? Unfortunately, I ain't got a teammate, Nunda. I think there was meant to be, he was meant to have a teammate, but unfortunately that's not the case anymore. And Darren says, and Darren just said, joking, Ayrton, a great lap. It was a great lap actually. I think that's Ayrton's best lap of his Formula 1 career so far. So hats off to Ayrton. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then Andy has said, haha, PG. I don't think he believes me. And now we're coming up into turn 1 as well. Look at this, and it's a signature corner here in Austin, isn't it? It is such a steep incline. You basically pointing up to space, ain't you, when you got there? And that's quite apt, isn't it? Of course, and that's it's an American country, I think, American company, I think it is, isn't it? And once again, then I'm showing that I am rubbish with random things in life. Anyway, I'm sure that's aren't they? I don't know. All I know is they go into space. We got Gurman Canny set a lap which is out of this world as well, and that's also a cheeky pun. But unfortunately, that lap is out of bounds there, and he is going to have to go around again, unfortunately. So we're going to continue with Maslet in the Toro Rosso as well. Let's go on board with Maslet, shall we? This is the first time in a long time we've seen Maslets out there, and he is coming into turn 10 as well, then stamping on the loud pedal then, and going down the back straight here. We're waiting for the DRS then. He's got it now. He is not on the lap by the looks of it, because he's not got anything deployed there. So we're going to stay with Energetics, and who's also invalidated this time as well. That first sector is becoming a real problem for these drivers, isn't it? So we've got both Ferraris, and here comes Gunnar. This is Andy Cunningham's favourite driver by the sounds of it, as he's coming out of turn 10 as well. We've also got Lucius on the back straight as well. He's on the medium compound tyre at the moment, and as Darren says, with your workload, you're forgiven, Sean. No, thanks for that. To be honest, I can't be forgiven too much, because I even had a spreadsheet next to me as well, with all the workings out. Of course, my maths is terrible, so that's why I let technology do it for me, and even with that, it's still messed up. We've got a problem now down the back straight. It's Energetics. I think he's just getting out of the way, actually, so we'll leave him to it, shall we? Here comes Lucius coming through turn 18 as well. Then you'll flick it. Look at how close he is to track limits there. Good precision driving there from Lucius. He coming into the final turn as well. Let's see what he can do then. Final turn 20 as well. Lovely, a lovely bit of in swinger there from the Ferrari. DRS right on the money, and he goes at fastest at the moment. What about Gunnar, as Andy is giving him a good old chant as well, but I don't think it's a positive chant. He goes third fast at the moment. Ayrton is flying out there once again, and he is the fastest at the moment there, and he is going on the soft tires there tonight, so no messing about that, as Gunnar's right off the track at the moment. Then Mazlet Sen is in fourth position there as well. We got Bradfield then, who is just coming into the final sector as well. We got a Red Bull out there of I think that's Curly Red, who's just got up second fastest. He's the fastest of the medium compound runner driver. So brilliant stuff indeed then. I am on board then with Smithy D at the moment, and of course he has now been promoted, hasn't he, to the Renault team full time. So fantastic stuff indeed then for who is it? Oh, for Curly Red, yeah. Now then we're on board with Bradfield as well then, and now then there's Bradfield coming through the final turn, and we're on board with him now as he goes up to fifth, fast around there in the McLaren. Good stuff indeed then. New Potato is currently in seventh position. He's on the medium tyre as well. We've only got two men who's gone on the soft tyre so far. Here comes Sean Hammers and Smithy D. Smithy D coming down the back straight as well, and is that Sean Hammers invalidated this time, so we're going to leave him to it for now, and we're going to continue on with Smithy D in the Renault, and he is car 95. Smithy D is, and I think he's had a very good season so far. Smithy D has, hasn't he? He's been in and out of the car, but in terms of his stats so far this season, he's had two starts, and he's had a very good position in Britain, didn't he? So yeah, you can't really sneeze at that, can you? It was a very good race in Silverstone. I got to say, it was a brilliant race as well there, and a cheap plug as well, I would say. Watch it. Anyway, then I go back to the old comment section as well, and we're just saying, look there, Nunda saying, I find it amazing how you managed to make quali seem interesting. Well, quali's always interesting, I would say. I just love fast cars, really, and I don't mean that song as well by what's her name? Was it Tracy someone, wasn't it, or whatever? I don't know. They jazzed it up a bit recently, didn't they? Made it more into a dance theme. Here comes Mike then, as he is coming out of the first sector as well then, and lovely stuff. He's on the medium compound tyre as well then, dropping down the hill. Yellow flags is fluttering in 1 and 3 there. That's a Ferrari just coming back into the pits there, and that's a Renault thing just getting out of the way as well. Let's go on board, Mike. Then we're coming down the back straight. Look at that, it's so blinding, isn't it? And Andrew said it's Chapman. So Chapman. Everyone knows about my appalling I can't read much either, but yeah, of course, I think Tracy Chapman. Thank you for that for Andrew, and as Andrew helps me out there, and I'll give him a virtual self high five there. So good stuff indeed then, and it's great to have Andy's input tonight, isn't it? Because of course he is. I don't think he's a motorsport fan as such. He's more of a football fan, and that's why he's booing Gunnar, as he's an avid Tottenham fan, and Gunnar is an avid Arsenal fan. We have another Arsenal fan in the ALR ranks, and of course that is the That is Jonathan as well, of course. So we've got a lot of Arsenal fans in the old ALR. I wonder if we've got any Tottenham fans. If we are, give us a wave. I'm sure Emerson's a Tottenham fan, actually. Yeah, Emerson, give us a good old wave. And I think, of course, Emerson is the younger brother of Ayrton, who is currently second at the moment, and he's doing a fantastic job at the moment. So really well done indeed. Then, so New Potato has gone fast as he's on the medium tyre. Remember, the delta between the medium and the soft is about half a second, isn't it? Maybe a bit more. So that was kind of a finger in the air kind of guess then. On board with Mike, then he hasn't set a time yet either. He's 7 minutes left then into the qualified session as well. Then, as just as Emerson said, I'm really not at home. I swear, it's not me with the controller in my hand. Then, as I think Emerson is getting very defensive, isn't he? As Ayrton is absolutely flying out there at the moment, isn't he? Mike there coming out of turn 10 and stamping on the throttle then, and give us a wave then. As we're just now coming down the back straight. And Mike is said, so Mike hasn't set a time just yet, but hopefully if he doesn't invalidate this final sector, he should be on it right away then. Let's see as he comes down into turn 11 as well. Lovely sweep-in movement there from Mike then. Really well done indeed from car 29 then. Of course that was the famous number of a car Vendiger, if anyone was interested in that, in the Sauber. Of course he had a horrific accident, didn't he, in Monaco 94. That was a very dark year, wasn't it, for motorsport in general. It really was, wasn't it, of course. And I think after that race, Carl Vendiger was never the same, was he, really? Because he started 95, but he wasn't the same driver, I don't think. And oh, Mike has invalidated his time there, so that's not good at all there. So Mike's going to have to go around again, and I think he's going to be so frustrated in himself. He's also not got much fuel either. Oh dear, oh dear. We've also got Hammers there, who's on track at the moment, and as he's hammering around. We've also got Gurman. We've got Weebegs as well, and he is coming into the final sector as well. And we're just watching Gurman at the moment. He is third in the Drivers' Championship. Absolutely fantastic stuff so far there from Gurman. Really well done indeed then. And as I just lean over and have a look at the comments, goodness me, guys, I gotta say, you're keeping me on my toes here tonight, and I'm already glistening with sweat, and it's only qualifying. Gurman has gone up in the third fast moment. Lovely stuff indeed there from Gurman. Sean Hammers out and found his time now, so just watching Weebegs, and Weebegs has gone third fastest on his debut. Goodness me, then. There's a lot of debutants out here doing a fantastic job here tonight. Really well done. I'm loving it. These guys are really standing up in their seats tonight and doing a fantastic job. They really are then. As Anunda said, I find, as Emerson is, no, not Emerson, Darren saying you sound us, even us sound good drivers when you commentate. Oh, thank you. Of course, I always have to read out the good comments there as well, doesn't it? Of course, because it sells me very nicely, doesn't it? Maslets is coming through the final couple of corners. Right, he's in turn at 20. Let's see what he can do then. Swooping it into the final turn as well then, and that is very precise, very neat and tight there. Maslets is, goodness me, then, very organised man indeed there. Lovely stuff then, right over the line, beautifully. What a, oh, Mike is, no, he's getting very squirrely on the rear there, isn't he? He's wagging his tail then, isn't he? As he is now coming through turn 18, that is. We have also got Darren there. I'd say that you're very good drivers indeed, Darren. So I wouldn't call yourself noobs there. We've also got Ayrton saying, I think I've entered cheat codes. I don't know what's happening. We've also got Darren saying, you need points, Ayrton, or the wooded league you go. Goodness me. As Andrew is saying, Andy is saying, come on, Emerson. You know. And I don't really know Tottenham speak, to be honest. We've also got he's also said that you'll probably be sat in your pants at this rate, Sean. Well, to be honest, I am already. So that's the beauty, is there, about not seeing me. I could wear whatever I want then. But well, I almost can anyway. Anyway, we're just watching Sean Hammerson as he is in the first sector as well then, and he is now coming down the there's a bit of a bank, there's a bit of downward hill here before he comes into turn 10, and on the back straight as well then. Sean Hammers is currently in the drop zone with 3.5 minutes to go. This is going to get very much squeaky bum time now, isn't it? With Mike in the drop zone, Hammers and Energetics is in there as well. Goodness me, that's not good at all, is it? You got James Fairfield up the Spurs there. Oh yes, so we've got a couple of Spurs fans in action here tonight. Fantastic stuff indeed then. I wonder if we've got any Liverpool fans then, but I have a feeling I might be treated with dead silence on that one, so I think we'll leave that one as it is for now, shall we? way. Sean Hammerstead is coming into the final part of the lap as well. And as you can see, again, very neat and tidy. I gotta say, these tyres are doing very well on these medium tyres. Remember, the medium tyres are not as grippy as the soft tyres. Remember, the soft tyres are the red stripe tyres. So good stuff indeed there. Noonda, Ayrton, DM me the codes. I need them. So I think there's a bit of shenanigans going on in the old comment section as well. And Andy has also said, "Come on, you Spurs!" Into the pits comes Sean Hammerstead. So he's in first. So he's going around again. Then here comes Bradfield. Then in the McLaren. And of course, he made his debut for McLaren last time out and did a very fine job indeed, didn't he? Coming over the crest there. Oh goodness me, he's off the racing line there, isn't he? He is slightly more acute than he should be. Dropping down then into turn 10 and car 6 then. And he has stolen the number of Nico Rosberg. He's going to have to find a new number next season, isn't he? Of course, with Nicholas Latifi has now got the number 6 number, hasn't he? I do love a good number, and I find it fascinating, the history as well of Formula 1 numbers, which just makes me very sad indeed, doesn't it? Bradfield coming down the back straight then, of course, doing a very good job, I think, Bradfield is, since he's gone to McLaren. Two very strong, I think he's had a strong race in Silverstone, and here tonight, once again, and showing it, he has got some speed in there as well. Velocity saying, can I trademark crashing out in quali? Well, to be honest, I think, unfortunately, you might have to. I think it's already your trademark, isn't it? And so, unfortunately, that's now, that's a couple of times that Velocity has damaged his car in qualifying, and he's got to now come through the field once again, and like he did in Silverstone. Remember, though, that Velocity is a really good racer, so watch the sparks fly as he comes through the field then. Bradfield has gone second fastest on those soft tyres as well. Ayrton is in the pits at the moment. I think he's just chilling with his feet up at the moment, isn't he? Maybe reading the sun then, perhaps. Lucia said is coming through. Oh, goodness me, then almost chopping off my nose out. Fantastic camera work there. And look at this, we've got a queue of cars as well. We're watching the Ferrari at the moment, and he is in the first sector. He's 9 seconds off the pace though, so he's going to have to go around again. So we're just watching Mike then. Unfortunately, Mike didn't get his time out last time because he ran slightly wide, and I think it was turn 18, wasn't it? He was very unhappy with the very unhappy with the track limits back in the early on in this qualifying session. Unfortunately, that's come back to bite him. Andy has asked, has Gunnar crashed out yet? No, he isn't. He is still in 10th position mode, and he's on the soft tyres. There he is in the red car as well, and also marks the red of Arsenal as well. So very good stuff indeed then, isn't it? Mike is coming down the back straight as well then, and he is, oh no, yet on the back straight just yet. Lovely shot there, the McLaren of the Mercedes, and that is a beautiful shot, isn't it? And of course you can see the very curvy bodywork there is absolutely splendid stuff, isn't it? As a Velocity is saying, he's not even mad anymore, he just accepts the problems that happens in qualifying to him. But remember though that silver, as in silver, bronze does seem to have a lot of action in the races, don't they? Where qualifying is always a very important part of the race, isn't it? But of course the race is more important because it's also about the points there. Of course, you get no qualifying. You get no points for qualifying, do you? Which there's been a bit of debate, hasn't it? Really, maybe there should be a point for pole position or something like that. Since there is now a point for fastest lap, but let's not rattle the cages of anyone just yet. As we'll keep it as it is for now, I reckon. As Andy Cunningham is very disappointed that Gunnar's not out qualifying. So Mike is in 10th position at the moment. That is only just scraping him through at the moment. He's only 4/10 of a second in front of Gunnar. That is not enough. And Gunnar's in the pits end, so Gunnar's out of qualifying. And I think Andy is going to be celebrating. So unfortunately, Gunnar's out of qualifying. That is such a shame then. Curly Red then is coming into the final turn as well. He's 9/10 of a second away at the moment. And let's see what he can do for Curly Red. And he's currently in the he's slowed down there, Curly Red. Is that going to be a mistake then? Because he's still got... Oh, no! Because Sean Hammerson in front of his time. And what about energetics as well? And Curly might have judged this to absolute perfection here. He is coming into the final corner as well then. No, yeah, he's coming into the final sector now. As I keep mixing up the corners around here, don't I? There's too many of them there. If I can't count over... I can't count over 16, so yeah, that's why I'm getting them all mixed up. Here he comes then through into turn 19 as well then. Lovely stuff indeed. Then Gurman has gone fastest, by the way. He's on the soft tyres now. There's a lot of mixture of tyres out there at the moment, and I'm loving that. Mixture is a variety of spice, isn't it? And no, I don't know. That's some kind of phrase, isn't it? Energetics is through and in second position. Fantastic stuff there. Unfortunately, his teammate is out of qualifying. Sean Hammers is out of qualifying. Gunnar is out of qualifying as well. And unfortunately, Mike is as well. So three big names is unfortunately bit the dust, and they are out of qualifying qualifying then. We're going to go into qualifying 3 in just a few moments then. So I hope you're all not on the edge of your seats, because if you are, you might have to sit back because you're going to fall off, I reckon, when we get into the qualifying itself then, because it is going to be so quick in a minute, isn't it? This is where the cars are going to be absolute light as a feather, and they'll be blasting their way around this circle of the Americas. And we'll be finding out who's on pole position then for round 6 of bronze, of course. And of course, bronze is a new league, isn't it, to the ALR franchise. As I've missed a couple of comments here, we got Nunda saying that's why you should start last like me. No crashes at last there. Darren will say I always start last. Velocity, it's fun. We've also got Velocity saying last 2 every race. Gunnar is saying take second pole position. He gets a free choice of tire as well. So Andy is very happy now with life as the Arsenal fan is unfortunately out of qualifying. Right then, so into qualifying 3, we have Curdy Red, we have Lucius, we have Maslets, we have Smithy D, Weebegs, Ayrton. Fantastic stuff from Ayrton. Fantastic stuff from Bradfield. Fantastic stuff from Weebegs as well. New Potato, Energetics, and Gurman. Soft tires for Gurman, for Bradfield, Ayrton, and Weebegs. And very good stuff indeed then. We're now going into qualifying 3 in just a few moments time then. So far in qualifying, Energetics has been the only man to be on pole position more than once. He's been on pole position twice so far this season. We've also had Amazing Seal on pole position and Nude Potato as well. The other man to be on pole position was F1 Legend 44, but unfortunately he only took part in one qualifying session. Well, he did take part in 2, but he kept lagging in and out, didn't he, really? So that wasn't very good, was it? Right, we're into qualifying 3 now as well then. So then, here we go then. We've got 12 minutes to decide on who's going to be on pole position, who is going to be starting where in the top 10. This is going to be fast and furious stuff, everyone, so hold on to your hats. This is going to be mega stuff indeed then. Well, at the moment, don't hold on to your hats just yet, because the pit lane is fairly empty at the moment, isn't it? That's probably what the Great Britain should be like. Unfortunately, some people don't know what the lockdown rules are like, do they? But there we go. I don't really know what the lockdown rules are either, to be honest, so I'm getting so confused. Anyway then, so enough about the political side, because goodness me then, we've already talked about football here tonight. I'm going to be very much on the bad side by the end of this one, aren't I? Anyway, here comes Energetics coming out of the pits now then, and let's see what he can do then. Can he get his third pole position then of his career then? We have also got then so just taking a quick look then, as Emerson is saying yes, as Andy is saying very good, but got to go, chat tomorrow. See you later, Andy. Of course, Andy is my work colleague as well, so yeah, of course, introduce him to the world of Formula 1 and all that kind of stuff. So we are hoping to expand on our channels for next season as well, and perhaps streaming more than just on YouTube, perhaps then. Yeah, so hopefully getting to guys who are not really on YouTube and things like that. So yeah, that was good stuff indeed then. So thanks, Andy, for your contribution. Don't think Gunner's going to be too happy with your contribution now. As we're going down the back straight then, of course, we all love a bit of football badge, don't we? I think this is what really joins the men together, doesn't it? Really? Oh goodness me, that's a bit of a sexist remark, isn't it? Goodness me, I need to slow my horse down, don't I? Really? Of course, I'm sure there's a lot of women out there who also love football as well. But well, George just does it on very difficult times, and that is what we need. And the same with motorsport as well, isn't it? Of course, all of us are fans of motorsport, one way or another, aren't we? And it's really good stuff indeed. And that's why we're all here tonight, isn't it? To get away from the real world of the real world of anything, really, isn't it? Whether it's work, whether it's this awful thing going around or whatever, it is about racing, isn't it? And it's this what joins us, this what unifies us. And now can Energetics unify himself on pole position, which I don't think makes any sense whatsoever. And he comes up the hill now into turn 1, and he's going for his hat. Oh my goodness me, I thought Ayrton went into the side of Energetics. Thank goodness me then. We've also got Darren saying no, Mike robbed him there, unfortunately. And we have also got we've also got Energetic saying, just broke my heart, Mike did. Oh dear. And Darren saying, go on, Ayrton, he's doing fantastic as well. Mazatak saying, go on, Helki. And we've also got Nunda saying, stole your 10th there. James Fairfield saying, Irish for pole, Gurman for pole for Nunda. Goodness me, I'm loving this then. Who else do you think is going to go where then in this qualifying session? And I got to say then, good stuff indeed there from James for Irish. Nunda is wrecking Gurnsman. Who am I going to pick? I'm not going to pick anyone, because every time I want to pick someone, they usually end up in the hedge or the bush. So let's not go down that road. Here's 96. This is car 96. This is energetics then. Lovely stuff indeed then in the Haas as well. The most famous car 96 in the world of Formula 1 to date then. And let's see what he can do. Can he get his third pole position in bronze there, which means he'll have a 2. Oh, look at that, getting very wobbly, getting very squirrely on the back then as well. Yellow flags is fluttering in the first sector there, isn't it? And I'm not sure who it was for really. Oh, it's for one of the Red Bulls. I apologise. I think it's for Curly, isn't it? One of the Red Bulls in front of us. No, then it's for Gurman, who was just what's he doing there? He's lifting off. That's it. Energetics has gone fast at the moment, and that is pole position so far by a 31.570. Fantastic stuff there. Really well done indeed. Then what about Curly? Curly is starting us up as well. So Gurman now is coming through the final. It's coming through the final corner. He is second fast. Well, he's on the 32. And what about Ayrton? Ayrton is starting us up as well. He's gone against the run the green at the moment, hasn't he? There's energetics for Prime Minister Darren first. Ayrton's first Q3. Yes, indeed. Then Red Bull 1-2. Curly on pole from David Smith. Love it all. Love it all. Irish Potato goes third fast at the moment. Lovely stuff indeed. What about the McLaren of Bradfield? Then he goes into full fastest. Lovely stuff indeed. What about the Ferrari of Lucius? Lucius is invalidated time. He's going to have to go around again. Then Smithy D coming through the final turn. He is in fourth position. Smithy D is. Ooh, sorry, he's on his fantastic debut there, and I couldn't. I've got to breathe again. Then Curly Red then is coming through a turn, coming through the final sector as well. Then and look at the back end. They're very much trying to step out indeed. Then so that at the moment it's Energetics going for his third pole position of his ALR bronze career. He's doing a fantastic job. Energetics at the moment, isn't he? Really well done. Then and he is now coming through the final couple of corners as well. Yellow flags is fluttering in the first sector. Then here comes Curly Red coming through the final corner as well. There he is, swooping it in beautifully well out of the final turn, and yellow flag then, and he is away then, and he is in full fast there for the Red Bull team. Curly Red doing a fantastic job, hasn't he, over the first few races. Ayrton there, and yes, he is in this first qualified free performance for Ayrton. So is Wee Beggs as well. So fantastic stuff there from Wee Beggs. Really well done indeed then. Ayrton, then we're on board with him now then, and you can see then that's a lovely helmet there from Ayrton, actually a brilliant helmet indeed. And of course he's changed up the helmet colours. I'm loving that purple, actually, lovely stuff. It feels very much like a Lewis Hamilton kind of helmet, isn't it? And Ayrton goes for a 6 fast zone. Bradfield is now 7 fastest. What about Wee Beggs there? Wee Beggs is coming through the final turn as well, and he's out of deployment now, and he's into the final corner. Let's see what he can do then. This is the last corner then, going over the curb, that's fine, and he is in 6 fastest on his debut. McLaren are flying out there. Well, Lucius, and he is through the final turn as well, and accelerates away, and stamping on the low pedal, and he goes into full fastest. What a drive for Lucius. Incredible stuff indeed then. And that is round 1 done and dusted then. And into the pits comes Bradfield as well. Maslett is, of course, we're sporting the center helmet as well, so beautiful tribute there for Maslett at the moment. On pole position is Energetics. Alongside him is Gurman. That is a juicy row 1, isn't it? I'm loving that. On the row 2 is a new Potato and Lucius. Fantastic qualifying for Lucius. Row 3 is Curly Red and Smithy D. Then we've got Wee Beggs in 4th. Ayrton is 8th. And 9th position is Bradfield. 10th position is Maslett. Hats off to all these guys, and pretty well done indeed then. Maslett's we're on board with as well. And let's see what we can do then. Ayrton's first Q3 appearance and Q2 appearance there as Emerson's just confirmed that. Fantastic stuff indeed. Here comes Maslett. We're on board with Maslett. We haven't seen Maslett for a couple of rounds, have we? So it's good to see Maslett back in the action as well. We haven't seen him since Austria round 3, and unfortunately the previous 2 rounds he had 2 DNFs to his name, didn't he? But let's see what he can do now then. And as Nuda says, I'll never get past Q1, and that's alright, Nuda. To be honest, I'll never get out of the garage. And we've also got Darren saying if you beat him hard enough, he will listen, Evo. And yeah, Nuda also confirming Ayrton's having an amazing Q3. I've got to say, Ayrton's standing up in his seats now. He's doing a really good job indeed there. Wow, fantastic stuff indeed then. Maslett said Hassan said Tom just shut down. Hassan said he hasn't actually finished the race since the first race of the season. Has he back in Monza? Goodness me then. So can he there put his mini drought, well I think it's more than a mini drought, isn't it? Since round 1 in Italy he hasn't scored there. Goodness me, that's a long time, isn't it? Maslett there is on the back straight as well, and DRS is right on the minute, and there's 2 DRS zones around here, which I probably should have said in the intro, but never mind. And now we're coming down then, and breaking down there to just 50 miles an hour. They're tickling the throttle, stamping on the throttle then, and they're swooping in. A lovely lovely shot indeed then, and I'm loving that then. Of course, a brilliant, I love the camera around here. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Car 98 Mazda is in it, stamping on the loud pedal as well. Here he goes then. Energetics almost did it, Collins there, and as Darren says, you will noonday early days had good support there from everyone in the chat there. I'm loving it, very nicely done indeed there. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Mazda is through the final turn as well. Let's see what he does, and he's through, and where is he going to put himself out? Puts himself 8 faster than for Mazda said, 2 tenths of a second in front of Ayrton, 4 tenths of a second behind Weebegs at the moment then. So, we got 3.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session, and I've got to adjust my headset because I'm getting very sweaty and very slippery as well. So as soon as I get up, there's going to be a big old puddle underneath me, which is probably not a nice visual image, is it? But unfortunately, that's going to be the image. It's going to be facing me at the end of this race as well. So to be honest, I think being worked 3 days in a row is really not good for my health, is it? Really, goodness me. Anyway, of course, working an hour for me is not good for my health, really. I gotta say, I'm one of the most laziest people you'll ever meet. Here comes Irish Potato, or New Potato. Then he is through the final turn as well. Here comes Car 96, and well, I was saying about Energetics being the most famous Car 96. Well, I might be put wrong, or put in my place once again. Then, as here is maybe the most famous 96 of all, then, which is New Potato. But then again, it won't be Energetics. Who knows? We'll find out then at the we'll find out at the end of this race. We'll find out at the end of the season. Then, lovely over the shoulder shot from Irish Potato, New Potato, I should say that. Look at that. That's precision of the absolute utmost quality there. That is inch perfect. That is sweet as a nut. Here he comes in, and apparently he's on an outlap here. I'm not sure if he actually is or not. I've been commentating on an outlap. If it is, it's a fantastic outlap, isn't it? Goodness me. And here he comes in, and now he has just finished off the jump, bro, no. And as Bradfield is retired from the session there, he's in the pit set. I wonder if we only had one set of tyres, and one set of new tyres, so that might be it for Bradfield. He is down in 9th position today. 10th position, but that's still a very good qualifying performance to say the least then. And now then there's Irish, New Potato then, and there's a McLaren out there, his part there. Ayrton's just gone by the McLaren then. And that's unfortunate to say the least then as well. New Potato then is, I just took a breath then as well then. And now then we're on board with watching New Potato as well then. He's out of turn 17 as well then. Swooping through turn 18 then, where the Verstopper was. And now into turn 19 there where, oh no, he's on fire this time. And New Potato is instantly coming into the pits and he is not going to be on pole position here in America. Goodness me then. Oh dear, that's not good at all, is it? Ayrton, I think it's on an outlap, isn't he? He looks like it's on an outlap according to the old telemetry there. But we'll wait and see on that one. So we're going to keep an eye on what Smithy D does. He's 5,700 a second up at the moment. And now coming into turn 17 as well then. And you can see, look at that then. Look at that. Nice movement there on the steering wheel, isn't it? Of course, you want to keep it smooth, don't you? You don't want to be hacksawing away that steering wheel, do you? Want this less input in the steering wheel as possible. Excuse me, I had some Milky Bars at the beginning of this stream there, and I think I'll come back to haunt me. Anyway, coming through the final turn then, and now Simply D coming out, no, Simply D, Smithy D is now Simply 6, incredible stuff there from Smithy D, fantastic stuff indeed there from the Renault driver, very nicely done indeed. Curdy Red is a 10th for a second up there. What about Gurman? Gurman's invalidated as well. Goodness me, they're falling in the wayside here in qualifying here tonight then. We're going to have Energetic said it's going to be last man across the line. Here comes Curdy Red. He is going to be the next man across the line as well then. Darren's just said quite a few shocks tonight. Good to see. It's a fantastic to see, isn't it? Spore is not run on paper, is it? It's one on the track. He is currently 4th past the moment and 2 tenths of a second up, and improvement as well. Lovely stuff indeed. Here comes Lucius, who is apparently on an outlap as well. We're on board with Lucius then. Well, he is giving it full welly, isn't he, at the moment? And let's through the final turn as well. Yellow flag is in at sector 2. He's out of the final turn, and Lucius goes 3rd fastest. That's a fantastic qualifying time for Lucius. Wow, hats off there to the Ferrari driver. That's a beautiful time then. Really well done indeed. Ayrton then. Oh, he's invalidated this time, Ayrton has then. So unfortunate for Ayrton. Unfortunately, I would say fantastic lead in 9th position. Unfortunately, he couldn't have another crack at that 8th position at Mazda's in then. Smithy D is on an in-lap as well. I think Curly Red is also on an in-lap. So at the moment, it's Energetics who's on pole position. No one can stop him now. It's his for the taking, and he's on his third pole position of his career, but he is trying. Is he going to improve as well? We're on board of him now, and he comes through the final sector. That's a lovely shot indeed here from the Haas driver, and let's see what he can do then as he comes into the final part of the lap now. Sorry, so he goes through the final part of the lap now through turn 18. Lovely stuff indeed, and I love that shot through turn 18. Maybe not as I said earlier, maybe not as monstrous as the incredible turn 8 of Istanbul, but still nevertheless, and it gives us some good visuals, doesn't it? Final quarter for Energetics. He's out of the final turn now, stamps it on that, and he is on pole position once again. He's half a second in front of Gurman in second, but this is his third pole position of his ALR career. Hats off to Energetics. Really well done here tonight in the Haas, and he is very much on the money here tonight. Good stuff indeed there for Energetics, and that's his third pole position of the season. And so yeah, really well done there to Energetics. My goodness me, absolutely fantastic stuff. And so that's his third pole position of his career and of the season as well. Of course, this is the first season of bronze, and really well done indeed. Then Curly there is just coming into the pits as well, and so is Smithy D as well. So then we're getting ready for the race now, everyone. So yeah, I hope you're all ready. I hope you're in tune with this as well. Then and Smithy D then coming in the pits then, and so is Curly Red as well. Then so that is the end of qualifying, and we have got a very juicy front row, and not much changed in it apart from Lucius's final last gas there to throw him up into the second row of the grid and in front of New Potato on the grid. Very nicely done indeed then. And now then on pole position is Energetics. Third time he's on pole position now. Second is Gurman. Third position is Lucius with New Potato in fourth position. Curly Red is in fifth. Sixth is Smithy D. Wee Begs is seventh. Mazlets is in eighth position. Ninth is Ayrton. Fantastic stuff. And 10th position is Bradfield then. So there is the results then. 4/10 of second Energetics was in front in the end. That is a huge margin to say the least, isn't it? Incredible stuff indeed then. Nunda won't chat after the race, so bye for now. Good to have your company in the Oda comment section there. Fantastic insight there from Nunda. Very nicely done indeed then. So right then, we're now counting down to the race itself then. So this is where this is where it gets really intense indeed. And that's the beauty about ALR, isn't it? Of course, there we go from qualifying straight into the race as well. So there's not a whole day's wait, is there? We're straight into it and straight on it as well then. So of course then this is where the tension builds up. Who has got their strategy right? Who knows what they're going to be doing? That is going to be the big question, isn't it? Does everyone know what their plan is for the race? And even so, we've had some first corner mischief, haven't we, in the first two races earlier on this week, haven't we? Sunday and Monday there, but of course Sunday was interesting to say the least, wasn't it? But let's about that the better. Let's get on to the race itself then as well then, shall we? As we've got just a black screen at the moment, haven't we? Which is and there we go, beautifully done then. And we are now at trackside. We're in the pit lane with all those nose cones ready to go on if there's going to be damage at turn, if there's going to be any collisions at turn one, and there potentially can be collisions at turn one around here. Of course, there is such a sharp incline in turn one that anything can happen there, can it? We've got a lot of drivers out of a position. We've got Velocity out of position. I think Sean Hammers is to a certain degree as well, and we're now just getting ready for the race itself. And so here we go then. This is the build up, and this is going to be a frantic and fantastic United States Grand Prix round 6 of ALR Bronze. This is, of course, this is our first season in bronze. It's also our first season in silver, isn't it? Fantastic stuff, really well done indeed then. And we are now about to get racing as well then. And here we go then. This is the formation lap, everyone, so we've got to wait just slightly longer for the race to get underway properly then. 19 cars then around this American circuit then, and just take a look then and see what everyone is on the medium or soft tires, apart from Nunda, who's on the apart from Sim, who is on the hard compound tires. And we've seen that quite a lot this week, haven't we? We've seen a lot of drivers going for the soft or medium tires, but then we have one or two that goes for the hard tires, and that may pay dividends later on in this race as well then. Let's go for the grid, shall we? From front to back, from pole position to 19th on the grid then, and Energetics is on pole position. Alongside him is German. He's on the soft tires. That is going to be interesting, isn't it? Going down to turn 1. Third position is Lucius. Fantastic qual from Lucius. Absolutely outstanding stuff. Irish Potato is in 4th position at the moment. He has got a lot of ground to make up, hasn't he, in the battle for the lead of the championship. Curly Red in 5th position. Smithy D is in 6th, and Wee Beggs is in 7th position. 8th position is Maslet. 9th position is Ayrton. A fantastic drive from a fantastic quality from Ayrton, and 10th position is Bradfield as well. Mike is in 11th position. Remember, up in Austria between those two. Let's hope we don't have any of the same there. Gunnar is in 12th position in the Ferrari. Hammers is in 13th position in the and Velocity has spun it there on the formation lap. Oh goodness me, and that is not good at all there for Velocity, and unfortunately we was just going through the grid as well, so that was very poor timing from my part. Collins is in 15th position there. Simmons in 16th position. Nunda is 17th. Dead Rabbit is 18th. 19th is RD Wee. Then that is the grid then, and we are now going to preparing ourselves then for the race ahead then. So it is everyone in the top 10 then is on the medium tires apart from Gurman, Wee Beggs, Ayrton and Bradfield. Then it is a we got a yellow flag in sector 2 there. That's not good at all. Oh goodness me, there's all kinds of shenanigans going on in sector 2 here, isn't it? Oh dear. Let's we'll leave them to it. We have now we're just watching Energetics that come through the final turn as well then. Outside the top 10 we've got soft tyres for Hammers, for Noon, Dead Route and RD. We expect them to be flying through the field then. And then we've got hard tyres for Sim. Everyone else is on the medium compound tyre then. So that's the tyre strategies for you. Now let's get ready for the race itself then. It's now coming through the final turn then, and now we're just getting ready for those magical 5 lights then here in the United States of America then, and Velocity can have that as Darren saying I kind of want Goodness to have a good race there. Goodness had a fantastic couple of races in bronze. He's been really good indeed then, and Darren saying about Velocity spinning on the formation lap then. Of course Alonso's done that a couple of times, hasn't he? I think it was 2009 wasn't it? Your Nürburgring, and of course he did in Spain as well, almost in Spain. Lovely shot from the nose cone here. We're waiting for those lights. Look at that steep incline. Goodness me, there's almost like there isn't even a turn there, is there? And 1 lights, 2 lights, we're on 5, and we are go! We will be go. So we will be going in a minute, and it's of course those lights have caught me out. And now we are go. Oh, there's a car that's just jumped the start for Mazda's went, but he didn't. Now we're go! And it's a good start out from Energetics 10. And that's a great start from Energetics 10. I thought Gurman's got on the inside. Irish Potato is already through and out in 3rd position. Fantastic 17th. Then Lucius got on the outside. There's contact. Oh, there's a lot of contact. There's a fly. Lucius is off in the wall. Oh, what run look there for Lucius. An amazing qualifying. It's come to nothing. It's come to now, and we've had a bit of a poor start as well as I come through the S's as well. So look at this, that's cars. Well, there's a second Ferrari. That is going off the track as well. And there's 2 Ferraris that have spun out in the matter of moments here. We had a safety car here though, which of course in the first 2 races we had. Oh, and that's off an Alfa Romeo there, who is trying to keep on the track. So that's Hardy Wee there, who is facing the wrong way as well. So they're coming down the hill as well. While then as we're coming through, Energetics had the perfect start. Gurman in 2nd, Irish New Potato in 4th position. Wee Beggs in 4th. Fantastic stuff. Ayrton up into 6th position. Fantastic stuff from Ayrton. And then we've got Bradfield followed by Mike. And then we've got Velocity up in the 9th position as well. There's some big movers in the start of this race. And look at the background. That's a Mercedes coming up the inside. And that was Dead Road. They're giving it all kinds of welly up the inside there. And oh goodness me, then it's Velocity trying to go on the inside. And yellow flag then is that's as we got Mazda who is down near the back there. And look in front of us there. That's a Mercedes there going side by side there with Hammers. So I figured Hammers and a Dead Rabbit there. And now Ayrton is dropping down the order. He's dropping down. Has he got damage? He's got damage. Ayrton has there. I know that's what he's. Oh goodness me! There's contact there. As Ayrton I think was struggling with the car with the damage. That's a spin in the back as well. We got damage all kinds of everywhere. It's been a messy start here in US of A. And now is RD Wee there. We've also got Sim there just trying to recover back to the pits as well. And Ayrton's in the pits. There's 50D's in the pits as well. And we've also got RD Wee coming in the pits as well. There's debris all over the track then. Lap 1 completed then. And I got to say, Energetics had the fantastic start, didn't he? Because is that Nundo's dropping down the order as well. Nundo's having a problem somewhere, isn't he? I think he might have run wide there slightly, and unfortunately he's compromised his position on the track, hasn't he? And but he's up to 12th then, nonetheless. That's a good stuff there from Nundo. Brilliant 17. Master's going to have to come back through the field as well. I was saying, and that Energetics had a fantastic start. He's on the medium tire then, so he wasn't going to get instant grip there, was it, like the soft tires? But goodness me, he had a perfect start there, didn't he? Velocity has got past Dead Rabbit, hasn't he? And now we're coming down. There they are. Goodness me, then we can hardly split him then. Now German is going for the lead. Remember, he won fantastically in Austria. Can he do it the same here again tonight then? And he's going on the outside of Energetics, and Energetics defending the inside. He's going to swoop on the outside then. But German now is not giving it in, sir. And he hangs that straight on the soft tires. He's through. He takes the lead then of the United States Grand Prix. Mike and Bradfield are battling away as well. And oh, lovely shot. Oh, there's the Mercedes there on the outside of us. Goodness me. And Bradfield is now up into 5th position. And Mike is back on the inside. They're going to make contact. They make a bit of contact, but just a bit of rubbing there, which is all good, isn't it? And now then Bradfield is still in front at the moment then, isn't he? But Sean Hammers is also getting interested as well. Dead Rabbit is oh my goodness me, I thought the Collins and Rabbit was going to come together. They did come together. Oh my goodness me, Dead Rabbit go on the outside. That's fantastic racing, isn't it? It's, I thought it was a bit violent, to be honest, but goodness me, there. I think I'm just getting a bit maybe I'm just getting a bit delicate in my old age. Then, fantastic stuff, fellas. We come up the hill, then we're on lap 3 already in this race. That's fantastic stuff. And going up the inside, Rabbit is. Oh my goodness me! And look at this. And his Collins has gone off the road slightly, and Dead Rabbit is through. He is through and up into a fantastic 9th position. Good stuff indeed. Then, and we're on board there with Dead Rabbit then as well. As Collins there is trying to keep up then, and you can see then. Look at the understeer. Look at the understeer when we're on board there. It's absolutely incredible, isn't it, to say the least, for the Renault driver. Then very difficult there, isn't he, to keep the car going in the right direction there, isn't it, with all the dirty air coming out the back end of that Mercedes there. But he is through nonetheless then as well. And Mike and Bradfield there just cannot seem to stay away from each other, can they? And now they're battling. Now Bradfield is on the inside then, so Mike is going to go on the outside. Mike is on the outside. He's going to go through. They're alongside each other, and he swoops on the outside then. But Bradfield there is not giving an inch. This is a fantastic race, isn't it? Now Bradfield is dropped down in 6th position. Mike is now up into 5th. Fantastic driving there. Really well done then. All really well done. Good racing all the way around then. As Dead Rabbit is dropping down the order himself. Not sure if he's come a cropper, but there's a bit of a queue for him behind Collins there, isn't it? As a bit of follow leader kind of thing at the moment, isn't it? New Potato is really struggling at the moment. He's 1.6 seconds down the road, isn't he? Wee Beggs is fantastic in that McLaren, isn't he? He's flying. Of course, he's a reserve here tonight. He's a top reserve as well, making his debut, and he is flying out there. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then Collins. Then we have Curly Red then, who is dropped down 5 positions. And biggest mover there is Mike. He's up 6 positions, but same with Sean Hammers, Velocity and Collins as well. So some big movers there as well. Bradfield is dropped down the order, and but he's now going side by side with Hammers. Hammers there is through number 6 position as well. So, oh goodness me, then they took off my nose there, and as they just fly through the camera then. And now we have got Velocity, who is now also all over the back as well in the McLaren then. And let's see what's going on then. So of course, in the first 2 races this week, we had 2 safety cars. Here tonight, we had no safety cars at all. Oh, it's Velocity having to correct to turn to the side, didn't he? Which was which was a very good stuff indeed. Then Curly Red is now past Collins and moved up into a fantastic, and Collins there breaking much there, and my goodness me then, and very close there. Wee Beggs has dropped down the order, because look at it, lovely shot here from the McLaren there, and Mike is up in the 4th position once again on a fantastic race out there, is in the Mercedes there, and another strong drive from Mike there, really showing some very strong form, isn't he, in the last 2 or 3 races. Good stuff from Mike there in car 29 then. We've got Wee Beggs in the 5th position, and with Hammers in 6th position, with Bradfield 7th, and Velocity 8th. Collins is in 9th position. He's somehow got past in front of Curly Red then, possibly down the back straight as well. Unfortunately, we've had a couple of early stoppers, haven't we? They're hoping for a safety car later on this race, haven't they? So they can maybe get themselves back into this race later on. As Curly Red is going off into no man's land there, and I've got to say, oh, he's also understeered the car there, and the car, I wonder if those tires are struggling with the heat in here. Wee Beggs is in the pits then, and I wonder what's happened there to the Captain Fantastic here tonight. He's on a fantastic debut, isn't he? And he's in the pits there, and very early indeed there, he's changed it onto the medium tires there, so that must be a two-stop strategy there. A very early stop indeed there from the McLaren driver, but I'm wondering that may pay dividends later on in this race then. And he's coming out of the pits now in the McLaren in 13th position now, just in front of the early stoppers as well. Then German leads out by 1.1 seconds there from Energetic, then with New Potato in 3rd position, Mike in 4th, Hammers 5th, Bradfield in 6th position with Velocity right behind him in 7th position as well. And we're on board then with Velocity then, as he is trying to get past Bradfield at the moment. Bradfield once again on a strong race in 6th position then. Velocity then accelerating and out of turn 10 and now coming down the back straight, and you can see then as we go up and down on this back straight, don't we? Fantastic stuff indeed. Then look at this, he's gaining. He's gone from underneath the rear wing of Bradfield then. Oh my goodness, we're getting very close on the back straight there, and I'm wondering, there's a bit of intimidation tactics going on there, but now then Velocity is through. Bradfield has dropped down the lock up there from Velocity as well, and he is in 6th position as well then. So Bradfield dropping down into 7th position then. So good stuff indeed then. Nunda is still in 10th position then. So Nunda doing a good job then. Collins has now started to pull away there from Curly, hasn't he? Slightly. So now I think he's found his feet, Collins has. And now can he get some points there for the Renault team? Renault have had a bit of a dodgy start, haven't they? In bronze. It seems like Renault just seems to have had a pretty poor season, haven't they, in terms of ALR? Really not good at all, is it? But there's that German is in the pits very early on then. So there's a lot of as he's coming in the pits there, he's put on the medium tyres, and he's back out indeed then, as I was completely taken back by that for some unknown reason, but there we go indeed then. Darren has said, I've decided it's not driver, it's Texas, said, yeah, because we've had 3 big incidents, we've had 3 turn 1 incidents there in 3 races, haven't we, in ALR, and these are very good drivers to say the least, said. But we have also got Darren saying, nice setup there from Mike, there is a really good setup indeed then. He's now up in the third position in the Mercedes, doing a very good job indeed then. German coming out just behind his teammate Curly Red, and I wonder if there might be team orders to play here in this race as well then. And you can see then Curly Red then is currently in front of us at the moment then, and he is now starting to catch back up on the back of Collins, and we'll see where he goes from there then. Now coming out of turn 10 then, and we got to go on a bit of a slipstreaming fest now, haven't we? Velocity is really gaining on the back of well, it's not gaining anymore because he is now alongside Hammers. I was wondering where he was then, and he is it's Hammers there, just forcing out there. Hammers on a good race today so far, isn't he? He's having a 4th position there, but he's not letting this one go, is he? We've also got Collins, Curly Red and German also batting away down the back straight. Oh, there they are, look at them in the background, my goodness me. And but we've got to keep it on this battle as well, and now he's going to go on the inside, he is through and up into 4th position there. Good stuff indeed there. And let's just take a look to see what's going on here. Goodness me, I thought German was going to go up the inside there, Curly. Not quite though. And the door was getting firmly shut there, wasn't it? And Curly Red is now in 7th position. And German is in 8th position. 9th is Collins in. Collins then is on the soft tires. Into the pits comes Bradfield then. He is on the medium tires at the moment there. So we're expecting him in. I'm quite surprised how early they're in at the moment. I was expecting them to stay out for a little longer than this. And we did see him in the other leagues there, stay out for till like lap 7 or 8. Oh, who is that? That's German who's gone on the inside then, and now then he is back through though, because Curly is on the outside then, and German's on the inside. Oh goodness me, no, wheel to wheel. I know this isn't going to go too well at all. And now German is through and up in the 6th position. Fantastic stuff there from German. Really well done. And of course he is the highest of the men who has pitted so far, and he is 4 seconds away at the moment. We've got Smithy D and also Sim Racer battling away as well. Into the pits comes Dead Rabbit, and Dead Rabbit has dropped right down to the back of the field there, unfortunately. So Dead Rabbit having a bit of a torrid time out there at the moment, isn't he? So Collins there is now stuck behind. Oh goodness me, there he got on the loud pedal a bit too heavy there, didn't he? And he was spinning there, half a spin there for Collins, and he has dropped back to a second behind then. The battling Curly Red then. Curly Red then is gaining on the back of German, but that I think those soft tires have done 5 more laps in German. It doesn't sound like a lot, but around this circuit it's 3.4 miles, isn't it? It's a long way. We've got a car off. Who is that? That's Hardy Wee, who is off the track there. Goodness me there. And he's had a problem there. That is coming down into turn 10, I think it is. Indeed it is. Yes, the far end of the circuit then. And he's dropped down as well then. So that's unfortunate for Hardy Wee. He is right at the back of the field at the moment then. As Natalie has just said, hello. Oh no, go Sean there, and gives us a good old wave as well. Hello, I hope you're enjoying the stream tonight. right then, it's I gotta say, it's been a cracker so far, hasn't it? Really has indeed then. Sean Hammers is on the back at the moment then, and he is now in 5th position. Velocity is in 4th position, but Hammers has got soft tires on. Those soft tires are now starting to degrade quite heavily, aren't they? Of course, and he's going to throw on the medium compound tires, or even the hard. At the moment, we've got hard runners then for Smithy D and Sim, and Sean Hammers. Look at the understeer around here. He's getting awful amount of backwash there from the back of Velocity there, and that is the dirty air off the back of that Toro Rosso, isn't it? Of course, it washes off the front wing there, and it impedes your turning, doesn't it? Dead Rabbit's gone there, 3-second penalty. He's kind of having a nightmare at the moment there, isn't he? Dead Rabbit is. Energetics is now leading by 4.8 seconds. He is really he's really on form at the moment. Energetics, he could be the first man to win 2 races in ALR Bronze tonight, which would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? And he will take the lead in the Drivers' Championship as well, if things stay as they are as well. But we've still got 20 odd laps to go in this race, so they've still got a very long way to go in this race. So do not count your chickens before they hatch just yet. Gunnar is now all over the back of Sim as well as they drop down the hill now, and they come into turn 10 then, but nothing doing just a moment. So at the moment, I feel sorry for Lucius. Really, Lucius was had a fantastic qualifying in the 3rd position, but unfortunately, just seems to be involved in incidents here and there, doesn't he? Gunnar is now all over the back of Sim. Then he comes from outside, comes from underneath the rear wing. He is through. He is up into 14th position. Is he? He is indeed. Sim Racer is braking much later. He's on the hard tires. Remember, Sim is, and Sim there, of course, he's got damage that front wing. Got yellow flag as RDW has had a problem there. And he is struggling there. He's had another spin there in the S's as well, and he's on the hard tires, unfortunately. But that is such a shame now for RDW, isn't it? He's going to have a very long race there later on in this. It's going to have a very long race, I should say. Then, of course, last night we had Drofas, who did, I think he did 25 laps, didn't he, on those hard tires? It was absolutely mammoth, wasn't it? It's Gunnar there, getting a bit sneaky there, wasn't he, on the back there? Here comes Weebegs, and he was the first man to pit there, and I think he's on it 2 stops right there. We got Mercedes off. It's Dead Rabbit there. It's gone off at turn 18 there. He damaged the car. I see a bit of Mercedes, I think, or maybe I'm just seeing things as well. Let's take a look and see what it is then. And what is it? It's at the moment he hasn't got damage there. I am seeing things. I apologise. Oh no, he has got damage there. He has got damage there on the right hand plate there. It's got a 3-second penalty as well then. And we're going back up to the McLarens at the moment then, and that is Mazlets, who's done 8 laps on those medium tires. He hasn't pitted yet. Unfortunately, he had a poor start, didn't he? He was involved in some shenanigans, and he's dropped right down to 10th position at the moment. Weebegs has now got DRS there. He ain't using DRS. Is there a problem on the McLaren there? He ain't using the DRS. Of course, that's the drag reduction system. The rear wing should be opening, but it's not then. So he's going to have to do a traditional overtake. Mazdas is really moving much later towards the end of the braking zone there, wasn't he? Did a bit of a stopping move there, didn't he? Goodness me. And anyway, then there's Weebegs then is 4/10 second back one. It's the close ball on track moment, but Nunda it's really poured up his socks in that Williams, hasn't he? He is now only a second behind Colin, so we're keeping on that as well. Lucius is now all over the back. Oh, it's a big Sim there, just slamming the door shut there on the Ferrari driver, as Lucius did start in a fantastic 3rd position. Unfortunately, he's come back for the field there. Mazda is now losing 10th position, and Weebegs is now up into a fantastic 10th position as well, as Mazda is trying to come back out and going up to turn 1 then. Of course, turn 1 is so inviting, isn't it? Because look how wide it is in turn 1, but not at the moment. No, Bradfield there is 11th position. Collins coming out in at 12th position as well. Smithy D and his teammate are going to be very close. And where is his teammate? His teammate's just come out of the pits now. They're not as close to what I thought they would be, but there is Collins coming out of the pits in 12th, 30 minutes. He's had a very good start. He's had a very good race, I think. And now Lucius is going up the inside. He is going up the inside. That's a fantastic maneuver there for the Ferrari driver. Up the inside, passes him, and away he goes. And good stuff indeed then. Darren just confirming that Nunez had a fantastic race. He is, isn't he? Nunez, he's really, I think this is his best race of his career so far. So fantastic stuff indeed then. And another all starting to get spread out at the moment. And so we're on lap 10 out of 20 at the moment. We haven't got to half distance just yet. So we're on a bit of a low in this race at the moment. And there's no retirements around here once again. And I think this race has been absolutely fantastic, hasn't it? In terms of in terms of the lack of reliability on it over the course of the couple of races. Then Energetics at the moment then is leading this race by almost 6 seconds now away from Irish Spud, Irish Potato, who is second position at the moment. Velocity is now coming under attack from Gurman as well. Gurman is the highest runner who has come to the pits and changed those tires on the medium compound tires, and he's going to go to the inside. Lovely shot from the nose cone. He is through and up into fourth position. Gurman is now through. Velocity is down into fifth position, but Velocity might be back later on then, and of course I think he will be as well, as Curly Red has got very wide. Then where's Sean Hammers? Sean Hammers is still on the outside. Then he's done 10 laps on these soft tires. These soft tires are very well past their best, and I don't think as Mazda is left possession then, and a Mazda said who's having a horrible race is left possession. Can he get back in? Unfortunately the McLaren has got through. Unfortunately for Mazda, anyway, the McLaren has got through. Can Mazda get back into this race said, otherwise that is going to be real. That's going to be painful, isn't it, to say the least. Both Ferraris are now coming to come back as well. Oh goodness me, then that's a Ferrari right on the rumble strip. So that's Lucius there on the 9 lap medium compound tires there, trying to make up for what's been a very difficult race to say the least, hasn't it, for the Ferrari driver. But and I think both Ferraris have been in the wars, haven't they? We Begs is now on the back of Nunez, as Darren says that Nunez having an absolutely spectacular race, isn't he? Mazos is back in the session, and he is back in the race. He has lost a position there. Can he get it back there? But unfortunately, there's a yellow flag because Gunnar is out of the race. Gunnar is out of the race then. And where's he gone off? We got a safety car. It's a big smash for Gunnar right in the S as well. Is anyone going to roll the dice then? Energetics is not coming the pits yet. Nunda just got by luckily then. No, he has come in the pits. I apologise. I'm looking at the wrong Haas. Into the pits there comes the race leader is what I was meant to say there. I completely got stuck there. Gunnar is left for session there. He's absolutely disappointed with that there. Medium compound tires there for the Haas driver. Then also a new potatoes coming in the pits as well. Changing the nose cone then. That might have been the reason for his lack of pace there in the Alfa Romeo. But then McCar 96 is changing the nose cone. That is going to be an extra 5 seconds onto his race time there for Nude Potato then. But luckily he's in the pits then, so that might not hurt him too much then. Mike has stayed out. Gurman, of course, has already pitted. Velocity coming out of the pits. Well, Velocity right in 6th position, and Sean Hammers is 7th position. Bradfield, of course, also pitted recently. He is now up into a fantastic 6th position as well. Currently behind in 7th position. Sean Hammers 8th. Collins is in 9th. Nunez in the pits as well for the Williams team, and they are also changing those tires. And like clockwork there from the Williams team. Fantastic stuff indeed. Darren saying that Weebegs must have a DRS4, because he hasn't been using that, has he? That's a shame there from Weebegs, because he was on he had a fantastic qualifying as well. Here, because another man who was on a fantastic qualifying, Ayrton, he is currently down in 11th position mode, isn't he? Unfortunately, getting damage on that opening lap there. 12th position is Smithy D. I was just trying to get some air into my lungs. 12th position is Smithy D. Weebegs is in 13th position there. Mazda to left the session is in 14th. Lucius in 15th. 16th is Sim. And 17th position is Dead Rabbit. And also Artie Weeder. And so these guys are in 17th position is Artie Weeder. Was deciding where to come in the pits or not then. He is coming into the pits now. The question is though that he needs to get out in front of that safety car train. He should get out in front of the safety car train. He's in the pits. And for the Alfa Romeo, and let's see what he's going to do then. So is he going to go onto the medium tires then to the end, or is he going to go onto the soft tires then? I don't think it's the medium tires, isn't it really? That was the only way to go, wasn't it really? But he did have the options for the soft tires if needs be, but he's in and out, and away he goes then. Gunnar is the only retirement. He is the reason that we have this safety car at the moment, and he accelerates out and goes up the hill then, and away he goes. And car 69 RDW is then. So Bert Mylander is out at the moment then, as Mike has not come in the pits and Hansi, so he's the only man not to make a pit stop of any kind in this race then. I wonder if that's going to be a mistake on Mike's part then. We'll find out when this is going to be a very interesting race to say the least, isn't it? Bradfield there is coming into the pits. Bradfield is and he got slowed down to 80 kilometers an hour, don't you, in this pit lane as well. You see it's a very wide pit lane, so very similar to Mexico, and he's coming in the pits as well. And also we've got the Racing Point mechanics in the pits. Ayrton's in the pits as well. He is changing the tyres. He is going to go on the medium compound tyres again, Bradfield is. This could be a very interesting shake of the dice, isn't it, for the McLaren driver. Ayrton also out of the pits as well, and he is also on the medium compound tyres, and away he goes then. Good stuff indeed for both those mechanics there. And of course Ayrton now in front of Sim, who is in 16th position, Dead Rabbit 17th, 18th position is RD Wee then. So Mike then is Mazda has just gone in front of Weebex there. As a Mazda has got a red X there, hasn't it? Which is never a good sign, isn't it? Darren saying bad luck Gunnar was written for you. That's a shame for Gunnar, wasn't it? Really is, because I think Gunnar's had a very good bronze. As a Mazda is flying up through the field there, isn't he? And he's now up to 9th for this. He's causing all kinds of chaos, isn't he? Mazda's in the mid part of the in this mid pack here, isn't he? And well, I got to say, well, I suppose because he's not in the car there, is he? I wonder if he might just jump back in and get into 9th position there. I would definitely try doing that anyway. Of course, obviously, sportsmanship is not my middle name, is it? But there you go. Darren as Gunnar, as he's got all kinds of names, hasn't he? The Irishman has. But Gunnar saying, "Cheers, Darren." But yeah, that was a shame for Gunnar. We didn't see what happened to him, did we, in the Ferrari? Which is such a shame for Gunnar, isn't it? Really is. I think he's had a very good season so far in the bronze there. I think he was fantastic, wasn't he? He had some really good stuff. Mazda is using potato for a router, as a Mazda is now going to be up to 9th position then, as very cunningly he's moved up a couple of positions there, hasn't he? As he's dropping down into he's not dropping down, is he? So we might have a few shenanigans at the moment, isn't it? It's great to have Gunnar in the commentary box as well, as of course we was talking about Gunnar in qualifying a lot, wasn't we? About him being an Arsenal fan, because we had a Tottenham fan in the Yoda comment section earlier on, Gunnar, and he was rooting for you to crash, to be honest. So but unfortunately he wasn't in for the race as well. But but that's unfortunate for Gunnar. Hopefully, as Mazda is now up to 8th position now, he is flying through this field like a hot knife through butter. But unfortunately, this is not legal, is it? And no, this is going to be a tricky situation, isn't it? To see what we can do about this about Mazda then, because he's now up to 8th position then. So he lagged back in, and he's now in 8th position then. I'm not going to say anything about that to be honest. Of course, it's no one's fault, is it? Unfortunately, it's the fault of the old internet providers, isn't it? Whether it were BT, Sky, Virgin, Talk, or anything like that, or even PlusNet, I think is one as well, isn't it? Not really keen on PlusNet, but there you go then. But I did like their adverts. We're halfway through this race now, so let's just take a look then. Mike is the only one not to pit. Everyone else has pitted then. Everyone else has got everyone who has pitted on the safety car. The oldest tyres is actually Dead Rabbit, who's done 3 laps on those tyres then. I missed that talking Spud. So is Gunnar there as throwing his badge back now as well, of course. And it was a really good. We had a really good conversation in qualifying. It's been quite quiet in the race, hasn't it, so far this race? Oh no, Weebex has gone into the back, hasn't he, of Smithy D's. He damaged the car. He hasn't damaged the car. He has damaged the car. Weebex has got a DRS failure, and now he's got a wing problem as well. What a shame there for the debutante. And is it me, or is it getting very cloudy overhead there? I was talking about in qualifying there, about how it's a beautiful sunshine, and now it's all very dark all of a sudden. Is there going to be a sprinkle of rain there to really spice us up then? Nunda said that Mazda is doing illegal stuff. I think it was his internet, unfortunately. I'm not sure if we can help that really, and that's why he's jumped up a couple of positions there, because he's gone from, I think, 11th position, has he? 11th or 12th position up into 8th position there. I'm not really sure what can be done about that at this moment in time. Then perhaps, apart from really let the guys through, really. Now it's Darren saying it's the game's fault, Nunda, and we'll go for that as well. I'm waiting for that safety car to come in, and hopefully there it is. The safety car is in now. Then the lights are off. As Gunnar is okay then, we'll have to look at that a bit later on. As Nunda has also got a 5-second penalty there for exceeding track limits. That's not good at all there for Nunda. Let's hope. But as you can see, Bert Mylander is not gone too far away there. Mike is going to have to slow down a bit more, because otherwise Codemaster is going to take over and go for there. As Darren is really dismissed my period out. So yeah, there we go. So we're now going into the race as well then. And now we're going to be going on. Is Mike done the right thing here? Goes holding him right to the final corner. We'll find out now. He's going. And German is also some pit here. And they're back racing. And we're very cloudy, overcast here in Austin. And we're going to get a sprinkle of rain. And German is going to go for the lead. He's going to go on the outside then. And he is on the outside. He's going to try and hang it out there. But Mike is not having none of that whatsoever then. Good start indeed there from Mike there. Really well done then. Hey, remember, he's done 14 laps on those medium tyres. And those tyres are going to be well past the best. And Curly Red has got by Velocity as well. And he's through then. I can't say that was a very brave manoeuvre there. We only caught the end of that. Oh my goodness me. And look at that. Oh, yellow flag. And what has happened there? I think it's one of the racing points there just recovering now. I think that was Sim there who's just dropped down to the back of the field. Unfortunately, we got a bit of a crocodile at the moment, haven't we? As we're dropping down the hill now then. And coming into, look at this. Clear cars and no potato who has found a new leash of life, hasn't he? And he's battling it. Lovely shot for the Red Bull. Goodness me, look at this. There's a slipstream. It's a slipstream. He's going to go. He's right underneath the rear wing of that Mercedes. Said Mike has done the face, defended. He's to the inside line. And we got lovely on board shots. And German on the outside. He won the Austrian Grand Prix. Is he going to go? He takes the lead of the United States Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff. Mike down in second position there. Energetics is now in third position, but he's on no man's land there. He's in no man's land at the moment, isn't he? Now coming into oh, and all is that? That's oh my goodness me! There's all kinds of shenanigans going on between Velocity and Curly Red then, and Curly Red is now in the fourth position. There is no, it's Velocity in the fourth position. No, it's Curly Red in the fourth position as well as they come through turn 19. Goodness gracious me! And Velocity is now up into it's over to fourth position there. Curly Red in fifth, and New Potato in sixth position there, as he was robustly overtaken there, wasn't he? As Wee Beggs is in the pits there after damaging the wing there. That's such a shame there. Mercedes of Mike there is defending the inside line once again. Energetics is going to go wide. Then Curly Red and Velocity are fighting with some Velocity. Goodness me, we're on board then, and now we're on board Velocity as they're coming through then. And oh my goodness me, they're getting very close then. They're getting very close to the back of one another there. And that's contact. That was contact then. And Curly Red has been slightly nerfed out of the way there. And oh my goodness me, now Maslets is also in there as well. And Curly Red, they're coming back in front of Maslets as well. Maslets might go up and under there. And this has really put a spice into the race, hasn't it? And look at this, and this is applauding. Could this start at the moment there? So he's coming down the inside. That's an incredible maneuver. And where is Curly Red? Then Curly Red is on the outside. And oh my goodness me, look at them all, look at them all. And now we're going to have a drag race down here as Maslets and Curly Red again, much better purchase, much rare bite then off the corner there as well. Then it's getting very fighty down the back straight there, isn't it? Maslets is now up into seventh position as well. Curly Red has got damage on that front wing, hasn't he? On the Red Bull. I wonder if he got that when they were battling away. Ayrton is now passed as well and up into 30 position. He's saying that Ayrton is getting better and better all the time at the moment, isn't he? He's doing a fantastic job, Ayrton is, in the racing point. Bradfield is also going to be in the mix as well. We've got and Lucius, can he get himself back in? Well, not at the moment. He's dropped right down. He's dropped back down to 15th position as well. Then we'll take a more We'll take a more in-depth look then of the positions later on in this race, because when it does settle down, German is now set a fast lap of the race. And now here's the question. I got to say, fantastic driving there from Mike there, isn't it? Now look at this, he's gone up the inside. Velocity is of Energetics, and as I would have thought, Energetics would have been through by now, but that's not the case there. But Velocity is, he's through. He's on the outside. He passes Energetics, and he is up in the third position. Fantastic stuff indeed there. And now then is Mike has now got a queue of cars trying to, but he's driving so fantastically well, isn't he? I think he's going to go and try and get onto the soft tires now until the end of the race then. And wow, that's a fantastic strategy so far from White there. I'd say he's driven superbly well. He's driven superbly well so far, hasn't he? Fantastic stuff indeed there. And now they're coming down then into turn 10 then, as on the outside the Mercedes as well then. So Velocity is also now on the outside, I should say then. And now we're coming out of turn 10, and look how gloomy it is over there. Goodness me then. And of course Gunnar has really spiced up this race, hasn't he, with the instant he had in the Ferrari. The SS and now it's a Velocity is now up into second position. Energetics is now up into third, or is he? Because where's Mike? There he is. Look left. That's Mike. That's Mike there. Snoofy D's got in front of his teammate. Energetics. Oh my goodness me! It's getting very tight there, isn't it? And he almost on to understood there into the Mercedes. Who's that? That's New Potato there. Really showing the nose there of that Alfa Romeo as well. And Velocity Energetics is still struggling in fourth position at the moment, isn't he? Look at how overcast Cast has come here, and Bradfield has now got past Nunda. Nunda is dropping down the order there, and into the pits comes Mike then, so he's counting 10 laps to go then. Mike is having a fantastic race out there at the moment, isn't he? And Darren is saying Mike's got a lot of passing to do then, and we've also got Felix saying hi, and hi Felix, hope you're well here tonight. And as New Potatoes having a look then, Sean Hammers in 5th position, Maslet 6th then, Curly 7th then, Smithy 8th then, Collins in 9th position, and we got a good old battle in between Ardy Wee and oh goodness me, and why goodness me then, and we didn't have the best angle of that then, but it looks like Nunda there really was interested in turn one once they in Bradfield's position there. Nunda dropping down into, and a lovely shot here from the Williams car as well then. Ardy Wee then is up into 12th position, and Nunda is in 13th for Bradfield is up to 11th position. Well, Ayrton is in the points at the moment. Good stuff indeed there from Ayrton. Caddy, well, he's on everyone's on the similar strategy now, isn't it? So we'll find out how far he's as Ardy Wee again, oh my goodness me, and that's a flyer who's gone into the back there, and Lucy has Owens going into the back there of Lucius taking evasive action there, and Lucius just seems to be having all kinds of bad luck in this race, isn't he? And now then is a New Potato is up into 3rd position, 4th position is Energetics, and this was an easy race so far for Energetics, but goodness me, the safety car has really thrown a spud into the works, hasn't it? And that spud is New Potato is now back in front of him, isn't he? As we're on board there with Energetics as well. Lucius jumped down the order, and Ferrari have found a really wretched time here tonight, isn't they? As now we're on board then, it's Mazlet's is left for session again then. He's as Gunnar says, I've got a problem with his potato, I think then. And now as Curly Red has got through. Oh no, Curly Red is in the pits then on those soft tires there, so Curly Red is coming into the pits. So is he going to go to another soft tire to the end of this race then? And we're on board with Energetics as well, and there's a New Potato in its 3rd position, Hammers in 4th then, Mazlet is in 5th, so Mazlet's in 6th, I'll just say. Then we've got Bradfield up into 8th position there, goodness me there, and Collins there is just going to go for another, then can Collins get back through? Oh my goodness me then, and they're going to go side by side, this is never ends well, oh my goodness me, and Collins is out of the race, and I thought he went off somewhere, and he's in the wall, Collins is out of the race, he's got a virtual safety car in this race, a virtual safety car, and oh dear, and yeah, it never ends well, does it, going through there, and what a shame indeed then, is that we Begs then is just come on the pits there on the soft tires as well then. So we've got virtual safety car. Everyone has to adhere to the Delta times at the moment then. And as Mazda is back in the session and he's in 6th position, he's having issues, but he's still in 6th then at the moment in time. Now I think Velocity is going to have to go in the pits sooner or later, isn't he, on those soft tires, and he ain't going to be able to get the end from there then. Is German going to be able to get to the end from there on those medium tires? Those tires are going to be very well worn, aren't they? Collins is left for session, he is out of the race then, and what a shame there for Collins. And where do you go through there? It's side by side. It never ends well, does it? And now we are back racing. Yes, we are back racing. Dead Rabbit as Sim is now back on the 12th position, doing a fantastic job. Mazda's is just been a pass there by Smithy D. Smithy D in his debut for Renault here tonight, and he's doing a cracking job, isn't he? He's on the 6th position. Fantastic stuff there from Smithy D, and a very strong drive indeed. Ayrton is in 9th position. Ardy Wee is in 10th position. Bradfield is in 8th position. There's some good drives out of the remote, isn't there? Good stuff indeed. Then Lucius dropping down the order once again. His Mike is now going to be a charging ball, isn't he? And he's going to come through those field. He's going to come through the field on those soft tires. Has he got a number of laps to go there? Nunda also in the reckoning as well. This is a very interesting end to the race, and who knows who's going to get points then. A lovely shot there. It's Ardy Wee is going to go on the inside of Ayrton. He is free on the inside. Is Ayrton going to go back of it under? He is going to go back of it under. Ardy Wee just didn't have the purchase, did he? And Ayrton swoops right through and back into a 9th for this. And look at him, oh goodness me then. And then getting very close indeed then as Ardy Wee then is a yellow flag as McLaren is gone off then, and it is unfortunately it's Begs who was having a fantastic qualifying, wasn't he? It's just not gone at all. Him and Lucius has had a lot of bad luck in this race, haven't they? And we're just sitting there as Gavin is just saying that Ayrton's on a great day out there. He really is, isn't he? He's got pace around here, hasn't he? He had pace in qualifying, now he has a good lot of pace in the race as well. We'll leave him to it for the minute then, shall we? As I think that the back straight is where it gets really juicy, isn't it? Mazlet is a bit too far back, I think, for a manoeuvre. Artie Wee is knows he swoops past there, and now up into ninth position, and Ayrton down to 7th position as well. And look at Sim going on the inside of Nunda, and there's contact. There is contact then, and and Sim they're going into the back there. And there's damage. There's more damage as well. As Mike has still got a full wing, and there's more damage coming off that racing point, I think it was, as he went into the back of that Williams there, and unfortunately Sim they're damaging the front wing there. That's not good at all, is it, for the racing point? That's a lot of damage there as well. He's going to have to go in the pits. He's going to have awful amount of understeer, and that might be Sim's day done and dusted, unfortunately. What a shame there from the racing point of Sim there. He's had an up and down race, hasn't he, to say the least. Mike is now just outside the points right. He's also got a fast up the race there. Good 17 there from Mike there. Smithy D is now down into 7th position there. He's back up in the 6th position because Mazda, he's gone back up and under a Mazda, and he is back through and in 7th position. 6th position as well. Lovely shot here. Mazda's going right up the rear wing there of Smithy D there. Getting so much pace there, isn't he? Fantastic stuff indeed there. And now coming, oh my goodness me, look at it, he's going to go on the outside. That's a fantastic maneuver there out of turn 9. That was brilliant, but they're still side by side coming down to turn 10, and Mazda's brilliant driving there from both drivers as well. Oh, and look at Smithy D, he's braked too much there, and he's got damage to the outside party wing then, and now Mazda's is through and up into 6th position as well. Bradfield is as we bases out of the race, unfortunately, which is unfortunate as well, because I think he was on a fantastic race, wasn't he? And now they're just slowing down into the yellow flag zone. No, not the yellow flag zone. Before that, Bradfield just backed out there. Mike is in the points now, and also Dead Rabbit is passing at Sim as well, and up into 13th position. And of course, that's the best overtaking place around here, isn't it? Yellow flag in one is the McLaren just coming out of the pits. Such a shameful way bags up. And there's been a lot of hard luck stories in this race, hasn't there? As Gernman is leading then, but he's got 16 lap old medium tires then. Velocity is hunting him down, but he has 10 lap old soft tires. Then we got hard tires for New Potato and Energetics, who I think have got the best strategy, best tire life at this moment in time then. Whether they keep or not, we do not know. As that McLaren is just pulling off the side right now then, as Bradfield there is on the back. Oh, and the touchdown, and oh my goodness me, Artie Wheeler coming from a long way back there and having a good old sniff at the inside then. Ayrton's got 3-second penalty then in the racing point at the moment, and he's so close to points as the Ayrton is. He just needs to keep going down in this race. And now Mike, who is already in the points, fastest up already, is flying up there, isn't he? Where could he get up to? Well, he's got these cars are less than a second away, and then 2 seconds in front of Smithy D, and then a second in front, and then 2 seconds in front of Smithy D is Mazda. I think that's as high as he can get in 6th position in this race then. Unfortunately for Mike then, but Mike is on the soft tires. He is flying out everyone. Plus he's got the bonus point of fastest lap as well. So which is definitely going to be helpful, isn't it? And now we're coming down the back straight as well. Bradfield then is now battling away with Smithy D. Then Smithy D is the front car, isn't it? In this train of cars, he's got damage to that end plate, which is going to hurt him, isn't it? On the fast corners out of the first sector, it's really going to hurt him in the first and third sectors, to say the least, because it's so technical, isn't it? Sim there has just come out in a 15th position, and Mike there lunging up the inside of RDW, and he's going to go to the inside then. RDW has still got 9th position. Oh goodness me, they're going to go side by side through turn 18. That's a fantastic maneuver, and they're still side by side as well, and he's through and up into 9th position there. Mike has much better tires than, but that's still a bravery maneuver. That's still a brave maneuver, and he's going up the inside then, and I thought he's going to lose his front wing there, wasn't he? He's got a 3-second penalty for his troubles there. Lovely shot for the Mercedes. Look at how much dirt's on that front wing then. Of course, he's been an incredible battle since there, hasn't he, Mike has? And now we got Bradfield having a look on the inside then. Outside. Oh my goodness me, how close was that to the back of the diffuser there with the Renault? Goodness me then, very close there. He almost was inside of the diffuser. Very close, wasn't it? And the battle at the front then is still 5.4 seconds at the moment. We've got 5 laps to go then. It's anyone's ball game at the moment then, as Bradfield has dropped down to 9th position then. Up into 8th is Mike. Up into 7th position is Smithy D. This is a good old kill cars. Lucius has set the fast on the race. He will not get that bonus point then, but underline his incredible pace here. It's not Lucius, as he should be in the points. He should be battling with these guys here, shouldn't he? And now then, so coming out of the back straight as well. And oh goodness me, RDW going very wide then. And we've also got Energetic said it was on the back of New Potato as well. This is Mike now, who's going to go through. He is up into 7th position, passes Smithy D. He does pass Smithy D, and he is through number 7 position. Next target is Master, that's in 6th position. I think after that then there's a 9-second deficit between him, between Master and Hammers. I'll be impressed if he can get up into 5th or higher. But I think he's done a fantastic job nonetheless. Ayrton is not giving up, is he, on Noonda? And this battle between Ayrton and Noonda is a good old scrap as well, isn't it? And this is the battle for 11th and 12th position, and this potentially could become points if and this potentially could become points then if anything happens to the front guys. RDW then is still battling away then, as Bradfield needs to get by Swifty as quickly as possible. Swifty's got damage to the front wing, which is really hindering his performance now, isn't it? And I think the Bradfield, if he gets away, will be able, if he gets past, will be able to pull away, won't he? RDW is also I think being hard as well. Swifty has got damage, that's why. And look at RDW, he is right up on the outside. That's a fantastic win with him from RDW. That's amazing. He unfortunately got a 3-second penalty for his troubles there, but that was an incredible maneuver there. Ayrton is still battling away as well with Noonda. This is fantastic racing in the mid-pack. I'm loving this. This is absolutely stupendous stuff here, isn't it? Wow. Good stuff indeed then. Swifty D then is 6 tenths per second away at the moment, but that will come down quite considerably. Sim has now got a fast lap as well. It's going to be battle for the fast lap. I think it's going to be battle between Sim and Lucius in the battle for 15th and 16th position. They're cut off from the rest of the grid then. RDW is up the outside. He is on the outside and he should be through. He does through. That's a good move there. 2 very good moves there for RDW. I think one was technically illegal, wasn't it, really? But nonetheless, I appreciate a good move. Fantastic stuff indeed then. And now then he is up into 8th position as well, and down into 9th is Smithy D. Bradfield is in a 10th position then. And he needs to get by, doesn't he? Because he's losing time now, isn't he? I think the Bradfield should be at least in 8th position. Now he's dropped down to 10th, hasn't he? He needs to try and get by Smithy D as quickly as possible. And talking of quickly as possible, all of a sudden we have had Velocity has lost a second and a bit there in this final part of the race as well. So here we go then, Velocity in 2nd position, but he's done 13 laps on those tires. Those tires are in puncture territory now. I feel it's going to be a very hard slog now to the end of the race there for Velocity. I think it's going to be a hard slog for Gurman as well, but luckily for Gurman at the moment, he's got an 8.2 second gap over Velocity. Lap 25 out of 28. We've got 4 more laps to go in this fantastic race. It's been brilliant, hasn't it? I got, and the safety car came out at half distance, and it was half distance, and it's really set alight, didn't it? This race there, of course, Guna there, of course, safety car. Then we had Collins there, and we had, of course, Beggs as well. Then, and Velocity is really defending this thing as hard as he can. Then, and you can see, look at them, all 3 of them. Then they're really now starting to surround. Then the Toro Rosso and New Potato. He's up into 2nd position. The gap is 8 seconds then between himself and Gurman with just 4 laps to go then. That is a big ask, but Gurman's tyres are going to be very worn at this stage of the race then, so he might be taking a huge time there out of his. Mike is through and up into a fantastic 6th position. Mike is up into 6th position there, and well done to Mike then. Really good strategy call then as well. Of course, he led this race, didn't he, Mike did? And now he is in 6th position, and that strategy call is paying off handsomely. Wow, now he's up to 6th, and another very strong race as well. And can he keep it going to the end of this race? Well, we've also got Ayrton and Noonda battling away. Noonda Potato then needs to really get on it now quite quickly, doesn't he? Velocity is I thought Energetic was going to go for it, wasn't he? Down in turn 1 then, not quite the moment. Of course, Energetic was comfortably in the lead this race, wasn't he? Until the safety car came out, didn't it? And it really threw a double 6, didn't it, for these drivers out there at smack bang half distance. And a couple of them went one way, a couple of them went the other way. It's been an absolutely incredible stuff indeed then. And now then there's New Potato. It's only 8.1. He's only gained 6 tenths per second on the opening lap then. And with 3 laps to go, he needs to be much quicker than that if he wants to cause Gurman any issues there in the final stage of this incredible United States Grand Prix then. 3 laps to go here in Bronze. Who is going to win it? Are we going on for our first double winner. Well, at the moment, we are looking very much likely, whether it's German or New Potato, and maybe Velocity might even get his first win as well, but I think that he is struggling for the tyres now, isn't he? And now then it's a Velocity then, I think, is defended, but I don't think he's defended too hard, because now down the inside, locking up there from Energetics, he's through, and up into a third position then, passes Velocity. Good stuff indeed there, and Velocity dropping down into fourth position, unfortunately. And now then we've got RDW, who is now battling with Massa as well. Got Nunda and Ayrton also battling away in the background as well. This fraught battle in the midfield has been fantastic, isn't it? Massa's dropping down the order now. He is down into 8th position then. So we've also got Curly, Ayrton, and Curly, Ayrton, and Nunda battling away then. Nunda is 11th position. Curly is 12th. We've also got Ayrton in 13th position. And they are getting very close there as well. Nunda is now in 12th position then. And Ayrton is in 30. Oh, gives him a good old nudge there. I think Ayrton's telling him to hurry up then through the final part of this race then. Oh goodness me, it's Bradfield is still behind Smithy D at the moment, isn't he? And I think that now that Bradfield should really, you see this a lot in racing, don't you, where you need to get by quickly as possible, don't you? Otherwise the driving front settles into a rhythm. I think that's what Smithy D has done now, hasn't he? And he has kept Bradfield at arm's length, and good stuff indeed there. Now Mike is going to have he's going to have RDW all over the back of him now for the final 2 laps as well. Look how murky it is over there. We were saying it since half distance, but no rain I think was forecast, and no rain has been dropped in this race either. Lovely shot here from RDW then, who is on 15 lap old medium tyres, and the gap at the front is 7.4 seconds. I think the gap's too big for New Patel, isn't it? So Gurman is very much becoming a strategy perfectionist, isn't he? He's doing these calls in these races absolutely to perfection. He did in Austria, he's doing it again here today in America as well. I think he likes all the races beginning with A at the moment. Fantastic stuff indeed then. RDW then is coming out of turn 10 as well then, and stepping on the low pedal, coming down the back straight. DRS is now wide open once again then. Is RDW going to have a look at the end of this back straight then? We're going to find out now. Ayrton's left possession. Oh, what a save for Ayrton. And he was on a good race, and look at RDW, he swoops on the outside, he passes Mike, and RDW is off into 6th position there. And fantastic. Oh, he's gone wide down, and Mike is going to go back up and under. He has gone back up and under. Good cool as you like there from Mike then, and doing a really good job there in the Mercedes then. But I think on one of those soft tyres are struggling now, and I think those soft tyres and velocity tyres are really on the car. It's really struggling. It's that final lap of this incredible United States Grand Prix then. And now as we're coming into the final stage of this race, Massa's all over the back of RDW. If RDW got past Mike, he would have been able to really put the hammer down, but unfortunately this is what happens when you don't get past, and it's just a Constantino effect. We have rain. There's rain on the nose cone of Massa. This is going to be a tough race then, a tough end to the race then. Oh goodness me then. And now then they're going to be very slippery out there as well, isn't it? Especially for the guys on the worn tyres then. Smithy D and Bradfield are battling away once again then, and at the moment Smithy D is still in 9th position, and there's no way through, but he had momentum, didn't he? Gurman coming down the back straight as well, isn't he? And look at his size, the gap here, 6.4 seconds. Gurman is going for his 2nd race win of his career in ALR, and it'll be another fantastic strategy call there for Gurman. He is harvesting, isn't he? He's harvesting all the way now until the end of this race, and he's been brilliant, hasn't he? Fantastic stuff there. But before he, I think that we're going to have a good old battle down the back straight then, but I think we'll have to keep an eye on that and see what happens then towards the end. And now into the final corner, Gurman is now, he is almost pushed down coast on. Massos is up into 7th position, and RDW jumped down to 8th position. Gurman is going to be the first multiple winner of the Bronze League era, and he wins the Austin Grand Prix in the American Grand Prix here in Texas. Nudes Potato in 2nd position, Energetics in 3rd position. 4th position is Velocity, and as he has done 70 laps on those soft tires. That is a fantastic achievement there for Velocity. Hammer's in 5th position there. Mike is going to be in 6th, or is he then? He's got a hounding pack behind him at the moment, and here comes Mike then, coming through the final corner as well, and he accelerates out, and where does Mike come? He is in 6th position. So RDW is 7th, Massa's 8th as they come to blows there. 9th position is Massa's, Bradfield in 10th position as well. 11th position is Curly. No, Curly's in 9th position, a fantastic in there for Curly. Noonday in 12th position, Dead Rabbit in 30th position. Ayrton, what a drive up until the final few laps there. Brilliant driving. 14th position for Ayrton. 15th is Lucius, and 16th is Sim Racer. Ooh, what a fantastic racer. Gurman, his second race winner bronze, and the first multiple winner of the Bronze League era as well. Fantastic race there for Gurman, and it really has stolen the march, hasn't he? Doing a very good job indeed then. Oh, sorry, got to I got to admit, I got to kind of lean off my backside for a bit. Gosh, it's really it's a bit painful after that. Incredible stuff indeed then, and very, very, very well done. Brilliant stuff, absolutely top-notch stuff indeed then. And you can see then they are just celebrating away, and as well they should. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And now let's quickly go through the final classification then from the United States Grand Prix. And it was Gurman getting his second race win of his career there. Absolutely fantastic achievement there for Gurman. Really well done. Well done indeed there. New Potato in second position in the end then. Third position was Energetics. Fourth was Velocity from 14th to 4th there. He has a Naka coming through the field, doesn't he? Sean Hammer, same from 13th to 5th. Mike, a brilliant drive to 6th. Smithy D, 7th in the end. RD Wee is in 8th position. Curdy Red in 9th. Maslutz is in 10th position then. Bradfield just outside the points in 11th position. Noonda 12th, Dead Rabbit 13th, Lucius 14th, Ayrton 15th, and Simmons 16th. Retirements Weebegs, Collins, and Gunnar all retired from the United States Grand Prix. Brilliant stuff indeed, and of course I am joined in the gantry there by our rostrum winners indeed then. And Gurman, what a race today then. That was a fantastic drive. How did you keep those medium tyres alive for so long? That was outstanding.
I don't know, the plan at the start was to make a gap and pit lap 20, 21, and then I just thought I'd go to the end, because if I lost the position I'd have to go through the traffic and that, and I didn't think it would be as easy as I thought it would be.
Oh, really well done. That was fantastic stuff indeed then. And once again then, really strong driver. You seem to call the strategy right then, and you did the same in Austria. You seem to be a pit whiz.
I wasn't expecting the safety car to come out. I was going to go on to another set of mediums after the mediums I put on, and then try and catch up at the end. But yeah, it was just lucky really, but good timing as well.
And well done, you're the first ever dual winner of ALR Bronze, so well done, pal. Very good race indeed there, I love that. Congratulations. Let's come to the man who was second today, which I believe was Nude Mush. Nude Mush. I keep fusing your names together. I know, a Nude Potato there. I'm getting it slightly there. I know it's food there. And great drive today indeed. Then, do you feel that? How was your race today? Then, just go through it for us.
Atrocious. I got hit in the first corner. I done my full first stint with an orange wing, but I didn't want to cut to lose too much time to the front three, because Gurman and Energetics just got away and there would be no way of catching it. Sort of held out because I knew fourth was sort of a couple of seconds behind me, and if I held out in my first stint I would have got the ground caught up, but the safety car just helped me completely, brought my race back in again.
It really did. And did you think about going on every other tires, or was it just the hard tires you was going to go for?
Just going for the hards, because the softs don't last a while long ground here, and I've only one set of mediums.
Very well done, and a very good drive as well to second today. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And let's come to Energetics, who got a fantastic pole position, but unfortunately that safety car kind of ruined your day today.
Yeah, because the first time I was trying to go to the hards, but then Jeff told me go lap 70, go to the softs. So I was going to that, but yeah, it was too early. The safety car was too early. I was on the road on the mediums, but the hards were terrible out of corners.
It really was.
Yeah, and too bad I finished behind Potato because I don't think I can make it next week because of work.
That is such a shame, man. And I got to say, very hard luck as well, because I'm using control in this race, wasn't you, to begin with? That first stint was quite mega from you.
Yeah, I couldn't keep up with the soft guys, and yeah, I loved it, but I hate this track. because of the corners.
It's like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. I've said that for the past 2 days. So unlucky as well. But I think third in the end, then I think you'll be fairly up for that. And you're the first man to ever get 2 pole positions in bronze as well. So it's still a good achievement and still a good day today. Thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic stuff. We're now, next week, we're going to the land of the rising sun, aren't we, for ALR's trip around the world. We've only got 3 more races to go. The points is now really starting to come down. Is there? Silver has been all but wrapped up, hasn't it, in the drivers and the constructor standings. But who is going to get that final promotion spot? And remember, with bronze now, it looks like that the Irish potato. I keep calling it mushroom. Irish potato there is also still on the march in the drivers' championship as well. And what about gold? Emerson is getting on the march now and is starting to hound in Granty. We got a lot of action still to come. 3 more races to go. See you in Japan.